interesting music though.
Okay, so welcome to our next. Just trying to at least have some music in the background. Welcome to our next game of Star Wars. It is session number 88, or season 6, episode 16. They are up to the 17th day of the 4th month. Online today we have Kesley.
Hello, I am playing Kayana Capeweir, one of the clan security, martial artist, person with a robot arm, really good at almost dying, and hoping that that doesn't happen as we're dealing with some robots. So, yeah.
Well, they can take your arm off and legs. These are mining droids, remember?
Yeah.
Dealing with large...
I thought you were going to say these are minor droids, you know, like baby droids. Also online today we have is Mark.
I'm playing Asgard, ex-Deathwatch member, now champion fighter pilot of the whole team. Looking at you there, Mike. And that's all I know because I wasn't here for a couple of seconds.
Okay, so let's see, we have Ash on there, and okay, so you're a ship captain, but you seem to be missing pilot or ace or the other starfighter specific.
You're in this world, man, that I really care what you say right now.
Well, currently the ship count at the moment is Brum Brum is up by 1 compared to you at the moment.
That's true.
Hey, he did manage to take one out last session. Okay, so at our table today we have Ross.
Yes, I play Khalid, the droid technician, enforcer, gadgeteer, medic of the group, with his entourage of pit droids. That somebody likes to call Larry Killiamo, but I call him PDA 1, PDA 2, PDA 3.
Is that because they're very affectionate to each other?
No, personal assistant droid.
I know, I just couldn't help. Okay.
Or you could call one my Padawan and Padawan 2 and...
Terrible.
Well, if they go to you because they like pats, that might make them the wrong droid. These are not the droid you're looking for?
I have disabled the when you bonking them to turn off because people...
So they never turn off?
You can I can command them to shut down, but bumping them on the nose doesn't turn them off.
That's okay, they just have to bop it harder. This doesn't work. Smack. No. This doesn't work. Fook.
No, that's the reason why I got rid of that, because they did start hitting each other, so... Because they thought it was funny turning their comrades off.
And then they get to turn them on.
Well, that's what happens when you get inherent second-hand droids. And no, I'm not going to mind wipe them.
Also at the table today we have his Mike.
Hello, I play Brum Brum Crash, a Gungan ace pilot who has a ship that I made and has killed more ships, enemy ships, than Ash has.
Hey, you're even a career of ace. And you have 3 ace specializations.
Nice.
I think the only thing that Ash has up one against you is
he's
disabled a capital ship. I think he's disabled it.
Two ships is more than one. And yeah, I'm 2.2 meters tall with a pink and purple mohawk.
That's okay, Ash carries a big gun. I'm sure that counts for a lot more than everything else. Is that right there, Mark?
No comment.
No comment.
He's not compensating for anything at all.
Not at all.
I was trying to eat a chocolate eclair at the same time you said that, so it's hard to make comment.
Well, that's one thing you haven't put on the heavy blaster rifle thing that I've got.
Okay, so also at the table today is Peter.
Greetings.
I'm playing Sergeant Garm Von Jewel, Human Quartermaster of the Rebellion.
And adjutant.
Master Gunner for our ship, and actually the one who took out the last ship. Just saying.
Yeah, but he was flying, so it's
Only because you got aimed.
Hey, I take my wins where I can get them, especially in combat.
Every win's a good win.
Oh yeah.
anything. Yeah, any combat that you come out it's alive is still a win.
And also today at the table is Ariadna.
Give me like 10 seconds. I forgot my prop.
The Lothcat.
Possibly. Maybe it's a big sword.
But the only one, the thing is, if that means that she brings that out, she's actually bringing it out, and we're going to go.
I feel like
Oh,
since I got Calcrix, I really should like introduce with my I got my cape and everything, and he's even got like a rocket ship on the back. Rocket pack. So
is that the
yeah,
adorable
this is
one?
not exactly Thea, but this is representative of Thea.
You've put on weight.
Let's hands. Sorry.
Well, he's very handy, I see.
It made me smile. I thought it might make other people
Is
smile.
that Adorables one?
Yeah. Jeremy got us like a 10-pack. So we got
10 pack of the Adorables.
Yeah.
All
so
different.
we got
Yeah,
Yoda
I think there's only like
not
5
Yoda,
of the
Grogu and Chewie and I think
I was
droids.
considering it going, yeah, since it's so cheap now.
Yeah. I think he got us those about a year ago.
Year or so
though.
ago.
Ooh, in that
Yeah,
case, that
for
works.
Christmas, Christmas type deal from Zing. Not to advertise anyone on this channel, because we aren't sponsored by anyone. We certainly aren't paid
So
actors.
who would like to roll for your
Me.
points?
Well, if you're after more Adorables, the Amazon have got the Ewok ones on special. Does not look good.
No, that's like crap.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. No, next time it's
That's
Mike,
right.
okay? Mike does the roll next time. Look, I did 2 sessions good. This is my first bad one. I have to say, I put it down to rolling one-handed. I don't suppose you'll let me roll again two-handed. Just to test the theory.
Well, you can
I'm
roll,
a
but we're not
good
going to
wife.
count it.
You can
I'm
roll
making
again
you-
two-handed, but it's not going to count.
I was going to say, I'm a good wife. I'm making you your 3rd coffee for today. Doesn't get me any rerolls.
Well, you
No?
can see what you would have rolled if you rolled two-handed.
Yeah.
And it could actually be worse.
Yeah, could actually be worse. My right arm's killing me though. I really shouldn't have done it with my right hand. Look, it could be worse. We've at least got 3 light side points. We've started off with less.
What do you want to put?
To
Just
be fair.
anywhere that you can see around
Finish coffee.
it. So it makes it handy. And there's the... oh, -1. Okay, so who wants to do the what happened last session?
Kayana though. She keeps the best notes.
Sorry, 1 second.
Stuff happened.
Okay. Cool. So, we are on a very fun little trip. We went to Gargos, the toxic air planet with mines underneath. We're there to investigate this mine for Sinestu because he won it in a bet. And he's like, hey, get this thing up and running. We get there and we're like, yeah, sure. It doesn't look like there's really anyone there. Looks basically abandoned, and we get in carefully and can't really find anything. We find some blood on the carpet. It's like, this looks bad. We try to find something. We can't find any people necessarily. And we're just like, this is weird. We go investigating, find some corridors, all that stuff. And as we do find a dead body of a transition, and in a suspiciously clean toilet. So it looks like there's a droid cleaner that's maybe a little OCD and not recognizing that there's a dead body.
He's just busy.
Yeah, and then during all the stuff we keep investigating, and we get some warning signals that one of the storm barriers that protects the entrance to the mine is compromised, and that if the storm barriers go, we're going to basically be stranded here to die. So we go out there onto the ship, and it looks like there is one of those small skimmers or something that is definitely taking out the barriers. And we're real big fans of the shoot first, ask questions later kind of crowd. So just because we need those barriers up, we kind of go pew and shoot that thing, and then it flies off into the eternal storm on the planet. So we still have barriers. We head back in. We go into a cook, and there's a some dead bodies and a droid there that just keeps making food. It's honestly really gross, and I'm just like, what's up with that? So we go investigating some more, and we eventually find a droid that is powered down, 3D 4K. Powered back up, he says he was there to talk with EV-8D3 for the management of the droids, and basically tells us that the company that previously owned this mine was just cheapskates, didn't pay for anything, and the droids are extremely out of maintenance. Looks like there must have been something that happened to cause all of the miners to die. We now suspect that it looks like a bit of a... Wait, hold on, I'm trying to double check with the characters now. All we know is that droids need maintenance, humans / living beings all dead, and we need to go to the offices to go double check the rest of security footage and stuff. Oh wait, no, we did see that one of the droids killed the Transhan. Maybe. I don't know. I forgot that. We need to go investigate a thing at an office just before the entrance to the mine or whatever. We had a map.
You saw the Transhan die, not what shot him.
Yes, correct. So yeah, that's why I'm just double checking that. From what the characters understand, it's just that the droids heavily need maintenance, and all the livings, as far as we know, are dead. And we need to go to a 10/11 and investigate things. I think that's where we left off.
I think we missed a part or two. First of all, the uncanny. They figured out from the smears of blood, that's Martin, on the floor that it was a Trandoshan that was killed.
Whatever.
Nobody believed.
Whatever.
Until we found the Trandoshan.
Yeah, whatever.
Once Garm sees that these aren't just coincidences. There was also this strange change in attitude between my chummy good friend Garm being my good friend, and suddenly now he's a very doubtful person. I'm starting to think maybe he's gone to the dark side. I don't know, I might have to show him that I'm on his side with my red lightsaber, but we're not going to do that just yet.
While we're also speculating that this is a droid uprising. Viva the droids!
Yes.
The disturbing chef droid was serving dead bodies. That was what was just gross.
Now that can be taken in two ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was serving food to dead bodies,
yeah, that's slightly better.
Not dead bodies to the live bodies.
Yeah, there's a hand in the soup.
And absolutely oblivious that because they were dead they couldn't eat. He was also extremely disappointed if we turned down his pancakes. So we now have a load of pancakes as supplies. They're not very edible, but apparently they still provide our basic nutritious needs. And then when we went to the back room to talk to what looked like a protocol droid, I can't remember his exact position in the company because I don't have my notes in front of me.
Administrator droid.
The administrator droid.
He was the one that was supposed to be out front, and then he was in the back to go talk to the manager droid.
That's right. We did see footage of the ship that was already in dock arriving, and we did see I believe it was a droid, and the guy normally pilots the ship, come off the ship but not go back onto it again. The guy who pilots didn't go back onto it, but I think the droid did.
Well, hard to tell because the footage was not
so
fantastic.
grainy. And then we got the impression from the administration droid that the droids here were so badly abused because of lack of funding and parts, they'd had to start cannibalizing other droids in order to keep themselves going. And this led to them having a revolt, possibly led by the droid that arrived with the Celestin who was piloting the other ship.
Dead man flying.
That's right. And all it would take really to get this thing back up and running is a proper investment of money, funds to get the droid parts here consistently so that they could keep going and they happily.
It's actually more of also the mining equipment needs to be updated too.
I think the mining equipment was okay. It was that the droids weren't being upkept and they didn't have the parts to do the maintenance on themselves.
Well, it was also everything in that the human staff was half of what the mine requires as well.
Yeah, there was...
I say human, I mean living.
There's something like 9 of 16 minimum requirement people
They're on skeleton crew.
It was highly likely
Literally.
the 100,000
zombie
credits that
And
were
zombies.
kept in the office that we're yet to... I think we stopped at the office to discover it was empty and that the safe was open and empty.
No, the safe was not open.
The
He
safe
wouldn't.
was
He wouldn't
closed.
open the safe because
Yeah.
basically you weren't authorized to
That's
access
right.
the funds.
We have yet to persuade the administration droid that we are indeed qualified to open the safe. So I'm guessing that might be up to our droid charmer, who's got the binary command of
But
do
we
what
also
I
do
say.
have the Sinestu's thing as well.
The
Yes.
Celestins.
But the thing is, that doesn't give you
Yeah.
authority.
Yes. So
It
we've
gives
got
you the right to come here and do stuff, but not authority to access
Yeah.
the credits.
Yes, so we've got to convince him that we have the authority, even though that through Sinestru we now have authority. So
Well,
Gar might
he would
have
he would open it for
to become
Sinestro,
droids before
but he
having
doesn't
to go.
necessarily open it for someone other than the authorized donor.
How long would a communication take
So
from
that
this
it
to
might
now?
take that.
No, he's on now Hutto, isn't he?
He's on Nalhata, yes.
And there was one
Quite a long
other
time because
thing.
you don't actually have a transceiver good enough to jump onto the HoloNet.
No, that's why it might take someone either commanding or charming.
So maybe
The
about
droid.
30 years, maybe 40.
I think we can convince them that the authority has been conveyed to us through Sinestru's command to us to go and manage the mine on his behalf. And since he's
Well,
essentially brought us on as managers, we have the authority. That's the logic I'm going for.
So once you convince him that Sinestro is the rightful owner of it, he's also the hard part.
Yeah. As I said, we have two options there.
But I think probably at first we need to get everything under control before we think of raiding the safe.
Well, we've still got a couple of rooms to check out. We did
Yep.
stop before we checked out the last rooms. And we still haven't found the droid that may well have killed everybody, which is the one that was inciting riot. He may not recognise us as humans
Droid
or
rights!
/organics who want to help him.
Skynet.
Yeah, which happens to be a series that normally does become sadistic.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're up to.
Okay, so joining you in the storage area after having finished his nap is Ash. Sort of looking very confused, like he has no idea what's going on or why he's here.
This is where
I charged
we make fun of
Fine,
everything.
Miguel. Do we have to shoot anything yet?
Well, you even if we did, someone didn't plug their gun into the charges, so I did it.
Mind you, firing that thing in here is not a very good idea.
Huh? What? You said fire. I'm still half asleep now. I just warned you.
Yeah, don't shoot anything because your likely goes through the
Oh.
walls.
Okay. Oh.
Actually,
Any
which gun
water
did
around
you
the wash
bring?
my face?
He brought his big gun.
Is that the one that fires rockets?
I know that's the one that can blow
That's
doors
the
off the
side of
hinges.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically he's not going to shoot the walls because there goes the pressurization.
You don't really need atmosphere. That's overrated.
Yeah.
He needs to breathe.
I'm not a full-blown cyborg.
Yet.
Okay. Oh, what are we doing here then?
Well, we're establishing ownership.
Oh. Do you want to force people to understand that?
All the living ones are dead.
Oh, okay. It's a shame. So what's here left? What's left here, sorry?
Droids! And no
Right.
shooting them.
There is a droid standing amongst the group.
And no shooting them. Because,
Is
Shooting
there any
these
medical droids here? Yeah.
actually,
You know how much I hate medical droids?
with the administrator droid, is there
Oh.
a ability to see what droids are currently active and their status?
He does not know. He didn't have that authority.
Okay.
Is there a
Okay,
PA
droids,
system?
Yeah, administration droids are okay. I always take my hand to shake his hand. The droid's hand, it does.
No, he goes, "Oh, how civilized!"
Yes, sorry. Right.
As he hobbles over and goes to shake hands with you.
Oh, how badly damaged was it? I thought it was just turned off.
Have you seen C-3PO moving? He always hobbles everywhere.
Oh, okay.
It's not like he takes
He shuffles.
very good steps, and he doesn't walk like a stalking panther.
Just a good thing. But the thing is, he could be pretending.
And very rarely in the entire thing do you see him move at anything other than a
Shuffle.
weird, awkward shuffle, partly due to the costuming.
His shoelaces are tied together.
I'm sure that would have helped with his design.
That's all it is.
Is there an active PA system?
It says there should be an active PA system. Did you not check the computers?
Computers aren't my strong point.
Wasn't the computers down at the time?
No, because you got information off the computers. You just couldn't get into the
Okay,
site.
Ash puts his hand up.
Is it
Ash
worth?
is more than happy.
Is it worth attempting to use the PA system to alert whoever it is who murdered all these people that we are here and that we are friendly and that we want to talk, as opposed to get into a firefight that might lead to some unfortunate outcomes?
We keep be on the PA system. We're here to represent new management. And we wish to
Discuss.
negotiate.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so who's going to use their computers?
Do what you say, otherwise we'll impose tariffs on you.
If no one wants to, Ash is more than happy to use the computer.
Yeah, computers are not my strong point.
So what is your computer skill?
It is 3 yellow, 2 green.
And are you happy with that dice?
I will assist. I've got 4 yellow, 2 green.
So if you're assisting, that one of them gets upgraded.
Fair enough.
That's fine.
I'm still sleeping, so I understand that.
I can't imagine it's going to be particularly difficult to get the PA system to work.
Well,
Okay.
that's because they've already searched the computer.
Did you want to use some strain to get some advantages?
It's not his check. It is it is Mark's check.
Oh, okay, in that case, you
And
can.
the only thing I asked is Mike roll the dice. That's the only person I trust in that.
So that you're asking the GM to roll A here.
No.
No, I said Mike.
You're gonna keep hearing GM.
No, we just don't want you to roll the dice.
Mike, GM, sounds the same, doesn't it?
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, that does not look good. This is balanced out as nothing.
Yeah.
I still don't know what you're doing. I'll have to hang, so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that might just be completely negative.
No, we've got an advantage.
You feel really good about tapping on the computer. It plays the right notes. It even boots up sufficiently fast for you. And well, what was it you were looking for again? You think as you spent about 5 minutes bashing
I was
away at
looking
it?
for the bathroom to wash my face. That's what I was doing. So yeah. So I found the bathroom that washes my face, and get off the computer and I start walking that direction.
Okay, so you start heading back to the bathroom. You open the door. It's currently occupied. Oh.
The occupant is dead.
Yeah, I didn't mention that part because he hasn't really been paying much attention.
Is the sink still free? Is there no gunk in the sink?
Yes, the sink is perfectly clean.
You can probably eat off it if you really wanted to.
I'm just here to wash my face to work myself up, and then I'll go back to the party. So.
Okay,
It's gonna
so
be something else.
once you take your helmet off to wash your face, you get the smell of you smell dead people.
I thought the droid probably would have
Haven't had that thing for a while, but
That's when you realise that the Trandoshan on the ground has a fist-sized hole in the middle of his chest.
oh, that's a good blow. That one. I'm very impressed by the blow. That's
A single shot from a high-intensity energy weapon.
ooh.
Normally just burns the flesh to the point it just cooks it in a go. This one's completely cut it out.
Can I use my Warfare knowledge to work out what kind of exact weapon it might be?
You're thinking either a portable blaster cannon or a high-end rifle.
Wow.
So something designed to basically punch through armor.
It was just a single shot to the head, was that right?
No, to the chest.
On the chest, and no other shots on the body at all? 'Cause I'm just
No other marks at all on the body.
That's a very professional hit, that one. So
A hole in one, and it looks like it went straight through the back, through the spine.
Interesting. After I, washed my face, looked at the thing, identified what weapon it is, put my helmet back on, and come back out. So going, very impressive, I say, as I get out of the bathroom. So, yeah.
Okay, you notice a small little cleaning droid move up and go into the room and start the cleaning cycle.
Keep up the good work, buddy. I say as I walk past. Ash had a good sleep. He's in a happy mood right now. So, yeah.
So while Ash has figured out where the facilities are and made use of them, considering when you have to go, you have to go. As they say in Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm. On the plus side, at least you didn't get lawyered.
I think perhaps our other computing person might take the opportunity to do
Sure.
do the other retry what Ash was trying.
4 yellow, 2 green.
There's the extra dice.
And
Same
his
difficulty,
there and he's
I'm guessing?
The black dice adds to the difficulty.
Oh.
Did you want
But each
to,
time you keep looking through the computer, it's harder to find new stuff.
Did you want to use your eye for detail?
Sure.
Which does.
It gives him. He's got a rank of 2 in it, so it gives him 2 advantages if he uses 2 strain.
Sure.
That's if advantages will help.
I'm sure there's an advantage in helping.
Good thing that was black. Okay, I can do those ones because they're blanky boys, and then other than that,
Let's see. That and that. Okay, so you ended up with 2 successes.
And 2 advantages.
And 2 advantages, yes. Looking through it. Okay, so yes, you do manage to find the internal messaging service. So you can send messages to all personnel's personal comlinks.
Mm-hmm.
And you also find a hidden button for deactivating any droid with a restraining bolt.
Okay.
It was just buried somewhere in the back there under unnecessary programs. Apparently couldn't be deleted.
Okay, so I...
Well, you also found that they do have a Sabak game on the computer system that you can play like solitaire.
Cool. I will send the comms message out.
You, sir, changed hands.
Advising all employees, all personnel, including droids, that the mine is under new management, and that we come in peace to
improve. We need to improve the mining
to
facility.
to I guess do
Control and enslave.
a assessment of the facilities so that we can put through improvements to bring the mine up to code, scratch, whatever phrase.
Optimal performance.
So,
there we go, optimal.
What is our Gungan's? Let me have a look at it.
What do you want?
I'm going to go for how good your either negotiation or leadership. Which would you like to do?
They're both 3 green, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm happy to assist in this part
Well,
by constructing the message.
we'll just have our Gungan construct the message and put it out.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
In that case, I'm probably the only one who would help to assist.
And what would you be doing?
Oh no, I'm talking. You remember how I was actually giving him some ideas. So which one are you going to be doing? Because it will range between 4 green or 1 yellow and 3 green.
I guess probably I'm.
Are you trying to inspire, or you're trying to get something out of them?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Leadership is more about inspiring people and basically getting them to identify you as the authority figure. Whereas negotiations is about basically the equivalent of bargaining, trying to find a middle ground.
I guess leadership.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. I guess that will do.
Okay.
Wise choice. Because I have a yellow in that.
Right. So I'm 3 green.
So that would be 2 green and a yellow. And I'm going to put the difficulty down as... Are you upgrading?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Okay, so flip over one of your counters. And just got to almost gave you the wrong dice, but that's the right dice.
Whoa. They are very angry.
That's bad.
Okay, we hear a blaster shot, and that's probably shot out one of the speakers.
So that ends up being a advantage, 2 net failures, and a despair.
Crap.
That's not good.
Understatement.
Well, I'm
And-
lucky I upgraded. 'Cause
Mike, the yellow guys are the ones we want. The yellow.
yeah, well, I'm lucky we upgraded, otherwise it would have been worse.
Yeah.
So, yes, you send your inspirational speech out there. You have definitely inspired the people.
In one way or
To
another.
revolt.
I never said it was a good inspiration or a bad inspiration, but it was inspiration.
If I get attacked by the toilet droid, you're in trouble, Mike, okay? So,
Even the droids!
if I didn't see that, no, stop cleaning me, stop cleaning me.
That's okay. They do have cleaning products to remove organic waste.
While I'm standing there, I actually asked Brum Brum, so how do we know if they have agreed to talk with us or have something like...
Good question. I would Misa say probably if blaster fire comes our way, then that probably didn't go down so brilliantly. No,
A handshake is positive, a blaster bolt is negative.
yeah, no blaster fire.
The problem
Potentially
is this is
hopeful.
one way anyway, so...
It is a broadcast system, not a...
Had we have said, this is who we are, please send a representative to us to discuss,
Your surrender.
then we would know whether they agreed or didn't agree, because they'd either send someone or they didn't.
You give him the mic.
Alright, I take it.
Yep.
I smile into the mic, because it always helps. I say, hello! This is Sergeant Garm von Jewel. We are representatives of the new owners of this mine. We're here to get the mine up and running, get it up to scratch, as you've already heard. We would be interested in talking with a representative to discuss any ongoing problems with the mine. And if you could please send said representative to...
The office, which is
to the mine's entrance. I'm assuming wherever you are, wherever you may be, it may take a fair while, so we will expect you within 10 minutes. Thank you for your cooperation, and we look forward to working with you into the future. Click.
Happy Hunger Games.
Okay, so
Happy Hunger Games.
I believe that is more of a negotiation than a leadership, so that's 4 yellow and 2 green for Garm.
Yeah, I'd hardly say I'm a
Do you have any abilities that lessens the difficulty?
Well, if I could throw them some coin, then that gives me another green and blues and all kinds of stuff. But
Well, you should have also said, yes, and I am
Oh, by the way-
to sponsor this mine for all
I
the
have lots of
fully
money,
upgrades.
so...
Okay, so it will be 3 red and a black as your difficulty.
Alright.
What's the worst that can happen?
Oh, blaster bolts was what someone was mentioning
Let's
before.
see, what was it? You can get 3 despairs and whatever.
Ah, fuck me.
Well, apparently there's one. Let's see, these go away. That becomes a... I'll make that 2 of those while I take that and that. And so it is 1 net failure, 1 despair, and that would be 6 advantages.
You feel really good about yourself.
I feel good about myself.
So maybe what you're not seeing on this side of the thing is halfway through there's a static here and there cutting out certain words.
I feel like I should try and finagle away so that I get a roll at this.
And
Even though I'm
so the people on the other end are basically seeing everything taken in a negative light as the positive words all seem to be cut out.
Oh.
Peppermint and...
It's like, new problem, immediately. Like something like
Management, take it over.
So I guess we're waiting to see what happens at the mine's entrance. If
No.
nobody turns up within that 10 minutes.
you guys are in that spot there.
Yep.
And so you've already checked this area. So that means they'd have to come past you to go to the mine entrance.
Sorry.
They would.
Because this whole area here is closed off. The only way through is down here, around here, and down that way into the mine. Because there are no other doors.
So for us, excuse me, we're in number 10. No, sorry, 11. So we would basically walk into 10, go into the changing room, cargo lift, and then into the mine.
Yep. That's how far away you are from the mine.
So is there like this is it's all pressurized?
So if you're going for the mine entrance, yes. That's all pressurized in there, yes.
Okay. So I guess we walk it to go through 10, 12, 13, 14 and wait at 15. Obviously the combat ninjas are combat ninjaing.
You okay?
Yeah, just saw and keep forgetting to get myself some pain relief, so I'm going to do that now before I sit down.
There is some of yours in the blue container thing there. I thought it has your... no, on this side. The one between the chairs.
As we're walking to the mine entrance,
Oh, that's weird.
Garm walks up to Brum Brum. He says,
That's why I thought I'd tell you before you went looking.
how long have you been with these guys?
Years, decades even.
We met him before or after we got in prison?
After.
Yeah.
eBay basically disappeared
Yeah.
when we went into prison, and then we met Brum Brum
Yeah, that's right.
after.
So yeah, probably a couple of years.
Okay. So you've known them for a reasonable period of time, it sounds.
Yeah.
Have they, during that period, have they ever fucked with you?
No, I screwed around with the droid that we had. Oh no, that was eBay.
Can I overhear this conversation?
Possibly. If it's in the same
It's a
room.
good thing I'm wearing a helmet.
It's
Because
just
I look really offended right now.
Just as we're walking along.
This is just a rivalry I have with Ash, but other than that,
No, that's because
That's
because you know Ash
We
less
helped
on.
you get your ship back, by the way,
Okay.
amongst
Good to
other
know. Thanks.
things.
okay.
Okay, so entering into the changing rooms, you see sturdy metal railings line the walls of the room, and sets of clothing hang from hooks on the rails. Some of the hooks have sets of civilian clothes, and the remaining spaces are stocked with heavy, hard-wearing mining gear. Two long grey plastoid benches occupy the middle of the room. Nearby stands the tall cylindrical form of a MedTech medical assistant droid.
Is this the thing that would be cannibalizing things? The one that is this the droid we should be most cautious with?
That is completely up to you. Because it is
I
a
make
droid.
sure to keep myself between Ash and the med droid just to try to keep him back before we can assess the situation.
I make sure my ionization blaster is ready and I'm prepared to use it to stop Ash if I need to. I don't have it drawn, I kind of just have it, you know how you take off the thing off your holster so you can get it quickly?
Does the medical
You don't
droid
have mine vocalization at the moment, but yes, okay.
does the medical droid have a designation written on it?
As you are looking its general direction, it looks back at you and says, "Greetings, I am FX769. What is the nature of your medical emergency?"
Seriously? FX69?
FX769.
769. Tell me to grab all the wrong jobs.
FX769, we do not have a medical emergency.
What is the nature of your medical emergency, it says?
So it's basically on default.
Well, you said medical emergency, you didn't really pay attention to the first part, so it's now responded.
No medical emergency.
What is the nature of your medical emergency? Just think like if you have automated home and you say words even out of sequence.
Okay, so this is definitely not EV8D3, which is the droid that's oversees everything and is the droid we suspect
the
of
standard
killing
medical
everything.
droid, like the one that's in Empire.
No. Well, technically it is one of the ones that are in Empire, but you don't actually see it working on people. It's the it's sort of like a cylinder with arms coming off in all directions.
Oh, yeah, I know the one. It's the one that also it looks like it's where it got an umbrella top thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know the one. Well, I thought they were normally in a medical, because they don't really move around very well.
They don't move around very well, and he seems to be fixed in place.
So this actually acts as a medical facility as well.
It seems that the changing rooms is also your medical station for the base.
Another thing
How
to note.
unhygienic!
Things to note for improvements.
Yeah, so you,
Is Garm currently kind of bleeding right at the moment? Or?
No.
No, I just didn't want to come in from the kitchen not hearing things and
okay, I was not
Cut off.
expecting that.
people. FX769. I am Thea. I represent the new owners of the mine and the management. We're currently doing an assessment and a review. I understand that there needs to be a lot of improvements and updates, particularly in the area of getting droid replacement parts and things. I'd like a status update and a report over the last, let's say, 4 weeks.
I am fully operational and capable of performing many emergency surgeries as required, including amputation, skin grafting, organ removal and harvesting, organ transplant. And it starts going down this whole list of more and more disturbing surgeries that it's capable of doing.
I will find a point to interrupt and say thank you very much for that extensive list of talents, FX769.
Moving on to the things that have happened in the last week, it starts listing horrific injuries that it's been dealing with.
Okay, so yeah, it's as
So,
bad as...
what you're stating is you'll probably require a better medical facility so you can do your work efficiently.
It says medical facility irrelevant. Requires organic test subjects to practice.
we might need to... I don't say this out loud, I'm just thinking this. We might need to reprogram this droid. It may not help, but, you know.
Don't get in within arm's reach of it.
Yeah, stay well out of reach of this thing.
Player question
Mm-hmm.
for character knowledge. That fancy droid off switch that Gerber found, is that just going to be in the computers in that office, or is that a mobile thing that can be
It's just in the computers in the office.
Okay, good to know.
I have 2 restraining bolts, an ionization blaster and an ionization grenade. If anyone gets too close to that thing, I've got you handled. And another scratch on my wall. Yeah, there's always Ash who will happily blast it into oblivion.
Well, look,
But we
all I
don't
do is take off the arms and legs, and you can deal with the
It
rest.
doesn't have legs.
And legs?
It's in a fixed position.
It's a tube with
I'm
arms.
gathering from this list of
I've
things.
actually got the
There's
figurine
nothing
for it, so I know exactly what it is.
immediately relevant, helpful in terms of determining.
It gives you no race, sex, age, or statistics about the people, just the operations.
I will ask if it has any statistics of age, race, etc. I just kind of want to... actually, no, more pointedly, does it actually perform any of these operations on droids that are not working?
It says it's programmed to operate only on organics. And it sort of looks towards Kesley and Khalid and says, well, mostly organic.
Fair.
No, I mean that it
Entirely.
actually has a diagnostics scanner that's able to determine which is organic and which is not.
So it is reporting that Kayana's arm is currently operating at 98% efficiency.
Okay, I need to have a look at that.
I'm pretty sure, considering his other comments, Kayana's like, yeah, no, that's good for me. I'm happy with 98%.
I was gonna say, like, that just sounds like it's working to me.
Yeah.
So,
No,
that's
you're
fine.
neglecting it. Shame on you.
Unless anyone objects, I'm happy to thank FX769 and inform it that we will move on with our assessment. We've got a lot of. It's a huge facility, and we need to take into account all of the other areas before we can report back to the new owner.
It says affirmative. Please provide ownership codes, and it will transfer ownership to you immediately.
Where would I find ownership codes on my document signed over to Sinestro?
You look at it, there are no ownership codes on there.
How would I find ownership codes?
It says they should have been issued with the purchasing slip.
Let's just say the purchases were all organics and imperfect.
Yes.
So I would be grateful if you could give me some directions as to where I should find that, so I can direct these organics to sort out their paperwork so that I can give you these codes.
Okay, it activates a holo projector and starts showing you a purchase order slip with the sections highlighted.
Okay.
What documentations other than the holo saying from Sinestro saying this is now mine?
That's pretty much all he's got. Plus another hut saying yes, he's giving it to them.
Okay, so do we have a holo saying that, do we?
You have a document saying that a hut gave another hut this mine. Whether he recognizes either hut is hard to tell.
Okay, and he's shown us in return...
where you would find on a purchase document the authority codes to transfer ownership.
Okay, so he's shown us a holo
Mm-hmm.
that
An example.
shows us where on paperwork you'd actually find it. We don't have such paperwork.
Does he
He's been helpful.
Does he actually know what the previous owner looks like?
He says irrelevant.
It doesn't matter. You have to have the code. And,
Yeah.
So player talk. We have to figure out how to hack the system to get that code if we want any of these droids to cooperate, or persuade one of the droids that they want to cooperate with us regardless of not having that code.
there's no way for us to long comms out to Sinestro and say,
No, we don't have a. That's
this is the
I've already
this is the
asked about
situation.
Yeah,
that. It'll
Okay.
take about 30 years.
Ross asked about that.
Okay.
Don't you
Easy.
have a command that commands droids to do what you say to do? Can you command a droid to do what I tell it to do?
You can try.
I can try forcefully.
Well, you did
I've got a better
that
chance of
on,
forcefully doing it
on the
than
black ice.
Here's my gun.
Alright, I can try to
Well,
persuade it.
look, just to run this by the rest of the group first, my idea is to get Carla to convince the droid to do what I say, and then I'm going to tell the droid to give me the codes.
Do we care?
Well, if we get the codes, we will probably have an easier time dealing with
My question becomes, is this the droid you want to do that to, or is this something you want to try on EV8D3, the manager droid?
Well,
I can do it on this
one-
one. It's just very straining on me.
One of the reasons
Yeah.
why I was considering this droid is it can't move and it can't shoot you. The protocol droid would actually be the droid I think would be most amenable, which was
3D 4K.
Yeah, 3D 4K. We haven't come across EV8D3 yet, and EV8D3 might be very hostile towards us.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I was considering this droid. I'm happy to do it to a different droid. If I was going to suggest one, it would be the protocol one.
3D 4K, yeah.
Because I believe the protocol one did have the codes. It just wanted our code, us to give it the codes before it would do
Yeah.
things.
I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm not super sure myself.
As Garn Peters pointed out, maybe it's irrelevant, but I think in terms of trying to achieve the goals that we've been set to achieve, it'd probably make things easier. I'm looking at the GM for indication of, are we diving down a rabbit hole that's going to
I
lead
will
us
get
nowhere?
you to make an education check.
Oh, an education check. I did not bring my tray over. Where is my education?
I have that.
You do. Education is useful.
1 yellow, 3 green. What's that thing where I can do special stuff?
Alright, we'll have a look.
Just curious.
Sorry,
I've got
I
2
have to open it
specials
up.
now that I need to write down.
But that may only affect in
I've got
organics.
force of will and then I've got force.
You can buy it.
I can buy it?
Yes, as long as you can find, as long as you can justify finding someone who will pay, who you can pay to do it, you can buy it.
Pretty sure droids don't take money.
But that's getting information. It's not. You don't know what information you're going for at this stage. So it's like, here, take money. It's like, okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think that would work. Can I steal a tray, Martin, if you've got one? To
Not
steal?
handy anymore.
Really? You've
Yes.
got all the
I,
trays?
I'm using one to
What
put the
dice do you
camera
Using
on.
one for the camera and
Oh, you
one
want a
Mm.
dice thing?
What
I've got
dice
one.
I've got my dice.
Can I assist? I have education.
You have education,
Yep.
yes. But that would be a
Blue dice.
blue dice, just
Yeah.
checking to see what your int is.
These
in
are my
comparison.
Three.
untarnished dice.
So
Yeah,
one
it
yellow,
will be
2
a blue
green.
Dice, yes.
Yeah, I've got 1 yellow, 3 green.
So add a blue
Add a blue.
and add in. Well, are you upgrading first?
How many things do we have? 3?
2.
I don't know. 2. I don't know if we want to upgrade on this. This is
I would almost say go for it, maybe.
This is just to tell us whether or not we could do it or need to get these codes. I think maybe saving the upgrade for
Yeah,
convincing
yeah,
the
you're right.
droid and just hope to heck
In
that
which
if
case,
Martin
flip
gives-
one the other way, and it's a red and 2
Yeah,
purple.
I was going to say, Martin's going to give me a red, I think, so... Look, because...
Well, we've had 2 despairs today. Let's see if we can get a third.
Well, this is
Oh,
where
yeah.
I'm absolutely considering and waiting for Mike to come back.
This could be a dark side episode.
Yeah, it could well be a dark side episode. I'll just go around with my lightsaber, take out all the droids, and tell Sinestri the mine's unworkable. He got shit.
It was all like this when we got here.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey,
And
hey,
the Empire
yeah.
came through here and destroyed it. Damn Empire people.
I'm sure you can roll well. Well, Mike's already rolled 2 despairs.
Well, no despairs, actually.
I only rolled 1.
No, I rolled
Oh,
one.
you rolled 1.
I think
Okay.
after you eliminate it, I might end up with 1 success.
I really do not feel like intimidating a medical droid that can't move.
Actually,
I think you're right, yeah.
So that's 2 successes and a threat. As you're thinking a bit and you're going, what the hell? Authority codes isn't a real thing.
Right.
This droid, you're sure is basically lying to you.
I see. Alright.
Normally, override things are normally done through the restraining bolts, not through a hardwired code that anyone could literally steal and take a droid away
So
from
I
you.
guess my next question is do I slap a restraining bolt on this thing?
No.
Or do I call him on it? I'm going to try calling on it first, and I'm like, that's not a real thing. Unless you want a restraining bolt put on you, I suggest that you stop lying to me.
It's saying maybe you're not up to date with current manufacturing and droid sales,
Right.
sounding like it's trying to take you down a rabbit hole of misinformation.
Okay, can I do my stuff now?
I,
Because now I can use my coercion on it. Tell us the truth. What is going on?
Okay, that would be a coercion roll from our
Yes.
assassin.
Yes. I'm going to use intimidating, using my 3 strength. I'm going to downgrade it by
Oh,
3.
no cat, lots of space.
That downgrades the check by 3.
Yep.
Okay.
I've got speak binary of 3, so that gives me 3 blue.
Lots of dice.
Yeah, with droids I'm great with talking them down when I'm
Here is the bag of stuff.
But unfortunately my coercion isn't that fantastic. 2 yellow, 1 green. I need another 2 blues.
Lots of blue.
I think
You get a blue, you get a blue, everyone gets a blue.
Yep,
How
and
many rooms have we got unexplored?
1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah,
5
I
actually.
will upgrade.
5 areas you haven't explored.
I
I
don't
will
know that we
upgrade
spent
due to
too
the fact
much
that
time
I'm
here.
annoyed.
Okay, you've
But I am
downgraded the
annoyed.
check to no dice on the other end.
Okay,
So you need really is a success.
So are they my dices or your dices?
No, it's mine.
I don't mind if you use my dices.
Oh, no, they're the bags dice.
Right, cool. Can I get my dices?
Okay, triumph.
Did I get my dices back?
I don't
Advantage.
think you got your
Yeah,
dice.
4 advantages. So two successes. Oh no.
Did you get them back?
No.
No.
So I'm owed 1 yellow, 3 green, a red, and 2 purple.
Probably not that one, because it's the sticker one.
Yeah, please don't give me Martin's dice back. The whole point of getting my own dice is that they're untainted by Martin.
1 yellow, 3 green.
2 purple and a red.
Well, they've been infected now because they've been rolled with Martin's dice.
I will commit sanitation services on them now.
Okay, so as you're talking to it, you do hear it send out a binary pulse.
Am I able to intercede quickly with a ionization blast?
No.
You can fire at it, yes. Give me a ranged
I'm just
light.
questioning before I do pull that trigger whether or not I want to try and do the restraining bolt first.
Well, if you
I
want to
think-
stop it,
I think
then
there-
shooting is your only
if
option.
I want to stop it from sending the signal at all. Alright, so what's that?
I would like to point out that it was Carl that made the rules. Does they also speak binary and pick this up?
Well, everyone would hear it send out a signal.
Okay.
Oh shit! They're done. They
Is
found out.
this one of those things where I can use force magic?
Well, normally you can. You can do so. It's ranged light, I believe, for your
Right, okay.
iron gun.
But it's only 1 and 1. That's why I was wondering if, like, my force of will, or I can.
So ranged
exchange.
light is 2 yellow.
Command override. Shut
Oh,
down.
2 yellow.
Shut up. Boo, boo, boo.
Give me a second. I'm just trying to see if I can get something to pop up.
2 light. 2 light.
You can activate your sense one of your sensibilities first, but
Yeah.
it's a bit late to do it at this stage
Oh, okay.
because you get one action, not multiple actions.
I see. Okay.
So you can aim, giving yourself a blue,
Yeah, I'll need to do that.
or aim twice to give yourself a second blue, taking
I'll,
2 strain.
I'll take all the all the stuff that I can. I'm
And
down a blue.
basically, the difficulty is 1 purple.
So 2 blue, 2 yellow, 1 green, 1 purple.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Oh! I think I just succeed. It's like 5 advantages and a threat, but there's a success there and no failures.
Okay. So that's actually quite good on your successes,
Yay!
considering your ionization gun requires 5 crit to activate. You ended up with 4.
Ah, damn. You saying I'm just short?
Just short.
Huh. Why me?
Okay, so you see her as you're sort of watching this. You see Thea do the quick draw and shoot, and it just has steam rising up off it.
Can I shoot again?
Yep. You hit it again, and it catches on fire.
Okay. Does that mean I stopped it?
No, you have destroyed it. It's dead.
Right. Oh, okay. So.
Non-working again.
Grab
Replace
fire.
every part of the droid to
Oh,
rebuild
okay.
it.
So when you said
Crap.
steam rising from it,
Yeah.
I had stopped it. I
Mhm.
thought that meant that I hadn't stopped it because you said I'm just short.
No, you
You're just short of doing a critical.
What does
Success
that
on it.
mean for poor brains like mine who
Yeah,
don't
if you did a
necessarily?
crit, you would have killed it straight off.
You may have killed it straight off with a crit.
Okay, and did I want to kill it or just stop the
I
message?
don't know. You.
I just wanted to stop it from sending.
Well, that's definitely stopped if you shot it twice.
Well, I would have only shot it once if I understood that it had stopped from sending. I wouldn't have started a fire that I now have to put out. So I guess what I'm asking is, now that I understand, can I have just stopped at the one shot?
You could have just stopped at the one shot.
Thank you. And Martin goes, now don't accuse me of not being nice to you.
So what does that mean?
Well, the droid is now shut down.
Yeah,
So
but
how?
I'm hoping that because it
Oh.
didn't send its message off, that the rest of the droids won't revolt against us.
No, work out what it sent.
You weren't recording it.
No, with speak binary.
You do not. You didn't record it, so you can't play it back.
Yeah.
It's like when you listen to a native speaker speaking at excited speeds, you may only get 1 or 2 words, or the fact that they're speaking a language you can't pick up that quickly.
How would you restart this machine?
You
Uh,
can't now.
I repair it.
Fuck. All right.
Well,
Sure,
on the
yeah.
plus side, it makes it easier to reprogram it without it trying to flail me with a vibro scalpel.
Well, as you're saying, reprogramming, you're definitely not there for droid rights.
No.
Oh,
Oh well. Let
No,
the butchery begin.
Once you start talking about reprogramming a
No.
droid, you're against droid
I think
rights.
I'm down a blue. So
I am against
think
droids
we-
going being psychopathic onto humans
Yes,
or any living thing. It's also why I'm also against droids doing psychopathic things to other droids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Okay, I should say correction then, not reprogramming.
Ah, well, it looks like we got nowhere here, but it was lying to us anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I will move on to the next room.
Okay, so
So-
moving.
From this point on, I assume we're just slaughtering all the droids.
No, we're not.
No, we're
We're not
trying
slaughtering
to.
all the droids because I've got my bloody entourage here.
We're trying not to, but this particular droid was very hostile and was about to send off a very hostile message.
It already sent a message. They didn't pick it up, by the way, what it was.
What was that? You didn't.
My entourage of droids.
You didn't bring them into the base.
Howdy.
Did they're normally repair droids, and
They're currently my backpack droids.
okay, they're your backpack droids.
He did say he was
Okay.
bringing droids with him.
Because they were carrying all the stuff.
Okay, give me a vigilance roll for your droid.
Okay. They're using my vigilance?
No, they're using the droid's vigilance.
Okay, what is the droid? Oh, great. Is it just going to be its base?
Most likely its attribute.
Did I get confused? Did you say we probably stopped the message?
Yes, you don't know because you'd have to heard
Yeah.
it start sending a message
Yeah.
for you to do something about it. It's like, okay, you see a droid, you shoot it because it's sending a message. Even if it's not actually done anything.
But I believe
It has to
because-
have actually started for you to actually have shot it.
But my force insight or education told me that because it was lying to me, it was likely that the message it was sending was going to be
I
hostile
really
in
need to
nature.
train them in vigilance.
Quite possibly.
I don't think I would have done that yet.
I'll leave out all the date.
You've given them no training.
No, not yet.
And-
What's the difference?
Sorry, I'm trying to do what Ross is doing. What
Yeah.
do you... I paused that for a moment and...
I will wait for Ross
Okay.
to finish.
Because
So that
basically there'd be intelligence and brawn. So what's the difficulty?
well, it would be a 3 red.
3 red. Okay, there's a good chance that whatever they sent, they'll probably end up, if I'm rolling badly.
Well, first they have to be on the channel. Secondly, they have to be actually paying attention to what's being said.
So basically, if I roll as a spare bag, we're on that channel, and they go. This is probably the worst time to roll this.
Okay, so apparently they weren't listening. They look at you and go, "What signal?"
Okay, good. I need to start training them up on vigilance.
So,
That
the
was
rest of the group, when they look at me and go, "What the?" After I've shot the droid, I'll say, "The droid was lying and being hostile, and it was sending off a message that was also hostile in nature. So I had to shoot it before it did that." Because I don't want to be overtaken by a bunch of droids in a mine where there's only 5 of us.
Too late. It's going to
The
happen.
other thing is, I will
Probably,
check to see
yeah.
if the medical droid is going to be suffering any worse, like it's actually slowly
Hey,
losing
buddy.
power or whatever,
Did you want to
dying
come
as
play my
such.
character for me?
Well, the medical
I think
droid
you could do
has
a better job
been
than I am.
shocked into the equivalent of unconsciousness for a
Okay.
droid.
So,
So how long before it's going to recover, or it needs to be repaired to be recovered?
More than an hour.
Okay.
Same as if a person gets knocked unconscious. They're out, down and out for more than an hour.
Okay, so you've shut it down for about an hour.
put a restraining bolt on it.
Okay. It has an obvious place where you put it. It will now not power up until you choose to do so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
After an hour.
let it do
Not even,
anything.
not even after an hour.
No, but
Consider
if you
it
choose
was-
to do it now, it doesn't power up unless it's an hour's passed.
Yes.
Considering it was outright lying to us until I know what is going on here and we've got control of the droids and what's going on, I'm not letting it do anything.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
So moving south into the cargo room and lift. This is a large, tall room lined with piles of plastoid crates. The crates are in various designs and colours and decorated with the logos of various corporations. But many are small grey and say Oridelv on the side. To one side of the room is a large cargo lift which rises to the level of a pair of double doors set high in the wall. There is a large heavy-duty droid in the room standing by the wall.
Damn it, another droid.
And you think that lift goes to the secondary landing platform.
That's where the Celestin part.
What would you like to do? Would you like to just walk through to the workshop? Would you like to use the lift? Would you like to do anything else?
I walk through the workshop. I don't care what anyone else does. I don't mean that to
showing
just
any activity.
matter.
It does look to be powered on.
Is a droid one that can move?
You can move, yes.
I'm going to stay where I am. I do not enter the room. In fact, I'm kind of expecting the droid to start doing nasty shit, and I'm going to run away.
Okay, you return back to the main room.
No, I'm staying where I am. But when the droid starts to do some weird shit...
Heavy lift droid, correct?
It's a heavy lift droid, yes.
So is that like the other one that I ran into on the that tanker ship?
Probably a little like that, but
Not as modified.
not as antiquated. No, actually, that one was more modern. So this one would be a bit older. So, what would you like to do?
Okay. How far away is it?
About maybe 10, 20 meters.
So it's just loading stuff?
No, it's standing there.
Okay. As I said, I'm walking through to the workroom.
Yeah, okay. I'll
Okay.
walk into the room. Getting ready to give it a command to shut down.
I've
It
got the
starts
ionization
activating
blaster on me.
and walking towards us.
Crush, kill, destroy.
If I have to, I'll shoot it.
Danger will roll to danger.
My arms are flailing wildly.
Okay. Who's bringing up the rear of the group?
Probably you're staying in the room, are you? With the
I'm staying at the door to the room that you guys are walking through.
So you're not crossing the room?
No.
Okay.
I'm
In which
watching.
case, then you get to make a vigilance roll while they're actually.
I'm watching
crossing the
going.
room.
I'm watching the robot going.
So you get to make a vigilance roll while they're crossing the room.
Okay. What's my vigilance? I don't think I'm particularly. Actually, I did get a vigilance upgrade, didn't I?
You did.
Okay, so your vigilance is 3 yellow
Well, that's a good one. It's one.
Nice.
versus a purple.
This is a purple. Damn purple. I'm
That
going.
is
Hey.
2 successes and an advantage. Okay, so first of all, describe what happens to the others.
Okay.
Okay, so the rest of you, I'm assuming no one stayed behind with Garm, because no one said that they were taking up the rear. So you move into the workshop. This large room seems to serve a number of different purposes. To one side is a workbench with tools and parts. An oil bath sits alongside a pile of Oridal crates and assorted junk. A small smelting plant occupies one corner, consisting of a conveyor piled with rocky ore, a furnace, and a set of cooling racks with molds for iridium ingots. And as you're looking at that, okay, so while you're there, Garm notices a R2 droid basically watching them head out across the room. So it was hidden in the room. As
I
he
get to
seems
act.
to turn and look at you.
I get to act.
Yeah.
I point. I go. R2 droid! Look at that! Right there! Looking at you guys! And I wave for it. We can be friends!
Okay, so what does Kayana, Brum Brum Crash, Khalid, or Ash do?
I would like to try to find, like, get in the way of said droid to stop it from leaving. We haven't had very much luck with these astromechs in the past, so I guess try to stop by going in front of its path, I guess?
Well, it's not trying to move. It's just been watching you go across the room because it was hiding in there.
Okay, so
And
it hasn't moved. It's just watching. Okay. Well, I'll just kind of go up to it. I don't speak droid, but just very nicely is like, oh, good to see you, bud. I have some friends here. We would like to talk with you and see what's going on.
It beeps at you, and because Carlin understands this thing, it says, "I'm surprised you have friends."
Wow.
Can't argue with that.
This thing is sassy.
It's the sassy R2 units, but it's
I just
actually...
say that. I think that's just the programming for
No,
R2.
no. It's because it must be speaking to the protocol droid. This is a side effect of an R2 unit speaking to a protocol droid constantly.
And you go, and you hear a beep in response to you saying that, going, "Nope, you're just in here."
Okay. Can we speak to your leader or whoever's currently in charge of the droids, of yourself and that, or is it actually a free?
Why are you assuming someone's in charge? Is that because you can't operate independently and require constant affirmation?
No. Okay.
Or did I use too big a word for you?
What's going on?
Well, currently I'm having a conversation and explaining things to very slow-moving organics that don't seem to comprehend much.
Yes.
I'm looking behind out of the room. They're all dealing with what's in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making sure nothing's sneaking up behind us.
Mind you, there's an R2 unit around in here.
No, it says, I work here. What's your excuse?
We're just here just because you're now under new management, and we're just seeing here what needs to be done to fix this place up.
Well, the main drawback here is workers are very inefficient.
Yeah, well, that's understandable since that the previous owner was trying to spend as little as possible money-wise on this area.
And are you suggesting improvements, or do you require a training manual?
What was going? Suggesting on improvements of this area, how to facilitate this at mining facility to maximum potential without...
Yes, sure. Have you done this before?
No.
And what is your qualifications for suggesting said improvements?
That's why I'm not a miner. That's why I'm asking how to...
Well, you're asking me. I thought you were trying to tell me you were going to give me improvements. Oh, my mistake, he says.
No, we're the people to go in and find out what needs to be done, and then we tell the person who actually owns the money that we would recommend going ahead with these changes. If not, his investment would be a failure.
Well, recommendation number one. Don't send in organics. Prone to be irrational, emotional, and non-logical.
That's understandable.
Can't argue that.
The only problem is we're dealing with organics which are known to be very hostile and emotional.
I think Ariana's not doing well.
She'll be down for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, if you leave your instructions, he'll make sure it gets to the right people. You do have the ownership papers, don't you?
No, not
The title, the name of the previous employer,
Actually, no,
reference checks.
Credit scores.
Oh, look, we've actually got a smart one amongst you, he says. Obviously, he should have been the one doing the talking.
Well, he is the one who does the normal talking, but he doesn't understand a word that just... Actually, how the hell did you get... You got to speak binary as well.
People can pick up binary over time.
Yeah.
So you have bonuses when speaking binary.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the new owner doesn't really get along with droids, so that's why he sent us here as well. But we were expecting.
You were expecting droids?
No, I was expecting droids and people.
Oh, they left.
Well, physically no, but spiritually yes.
Does it matter?
No, not really.
They're no longer functional. They're not here.
True. The only thing that we have is the whole of transfer of ownership.
Please present Holler.
Yep, I'll play it.
Okay. He says, you seem to be missing many key facts in that one.
Yes.
Including the fact that the current owner, before you bring this, was not a hut.
I was afraid of this.
Well then, if you're afraid of it, your fears have come true.
I reckon the previous owner lost it to this hut, and this hut has now lost it to Sinesu, or they've deliberately given it to Sinesu to spend money at it, trying to fix it up. Right. So, in that case, can we just have a tour of the facilities, and then we can get back to the hut and advise him that he needs to actually show us have the correct forms to have the ownership transferred correctly.
He says, well, you've just looked into the workroom. The next place is the mine entrance, which doesn't really have a huge amount of stuff there, as the mines are currently in a powered down state, having no longer got the workforce as expected to keep it in fully operational.
What about... So none of the droids are active down there?
No, the droids were not authorized to enter the mines.
Okay, so you've got a listing of what droids were stationed here and what droids are currently active, because I have been informed that some of the droids have been used to be cannibalized due to the fact that the station has not been maintained for...
Unfortunately, he doesn't have the list, but he's done most of the maintenance himself.
Ah! You're the maintenance droid, correct?
Currently, yes.
Okay. So how many droids are still functional?
Many, he believes. Unless, of course, you've been destroying them.
Okay. So you would also have probably a list of what you actually require to facilitate any current repairs for any droids that need repaired, or what you actually need to be supplied.
He says he's sure there was the documentation on all that. Last he knew was in the staging area inside the mine. Apparently the last owners left it there.
Where's the staging area?
Oh, you just have to go in through the mine entrance and down into the mine, and the staging area is not too far down that path.
Why the hell would you put all that stuff in there?
He's not an organic. They are rather illogical and prone to irrational behaviour.
Was the Trandoshan
No, he suffered from some form of space sickness and was going to vent the whole facility. Didn't like being inside a building. You have brought toxin filters, have you not?
Yes, we do.
You've not taken your helmets off at any point, have you?
Rest of us have it.
That's hilarious.
I don't know.
Well, you have no idea if anyone has, because Ash didn't do it in front of anyone.
Yeah.
None that I'm aware of. Because we assume that there might have been some. Well, this place is hazardous. And
Well, they believe it was in the water, that there is a contaminant that was leaked to the organics.
It was the cook.
Something in the life-sustaining systems had malfunctioned.
Due to being poorly maintained.
Well, it was never maintained. Poorly maintained requires someone actually caring.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have now no problems with the miners being dead due to the fact that they didn't bother fixing the damn thing.
It was on the to-do list.
Okay. Can we get a list of what needs to be sort of fixed?
Okay, he starts a hollow projector and starts with room 1 goes down to the ground in small bit. Room 2 goes down to the ground in small print. Room 3 goes down to the ground in small print. It just keeps going like that through the whole thing, listing various things that were not done, including atmospheric shielding, various leaks that have caused the life support system to overextend itself. Basically, it would have been adequate as long as the rest of the base had been adequately put together and maintained.
What did we do with the stolen Imperial survey base?
Left up in Elrood.
Yeah. Because this would be a great spot to put it.
It does say that there should be the overseer's kit down in the at the staging area in the mine should have all the relevant access codes.
So that's the what was that droid? The overseer droid, was it?
Overseer droid does not have authority to access the overseer of the complex. An overseer droid does not have permission.
But would he have permission if there was nobody over his position? If he is, what about if he was the highest position that was currently active?
Droids have no authority over any of the safety, security, or light support systems of this complex.
Well, that part makes sense.
Hence, when things were failing, we couldn't fix it. I'm sure it was a great idea to leave a crazy organic in control. Assuming we do not have 6 more crazy organics here.
Well, I don't plan on going around blasting things.
Was that not blaster fire I heard earlier?
I said I wasn't.
Do you not represent your group? Are you not a collective?
No, we're not a collective.
So you're independent. You do not travel as a unit.
We're independently thinking.
So are droids. Are you trying to say we all have to combine our intellect to make things happen?
We're not of a hive mind.
So are droids. We are independent and work together. But we can work together in harmony as a collective.
Problem is, every time I think of collective, I keep on thinking of a hive mind. Okay.
Well, most collectives have a leader. Do you have a leader?
Yes, we all turn around and look.
So apparently you do have a queen. Are you sure you're not an insect?
Looking more and more hive-mindy.
Yeah. Only 2 arms, 2 legs, no extra ones.
He does know many insects that only have 2 arms and 2 legs. He notions for one.
They got wings.
Yes, but only has 2 arms and 2 legs. It doesn't have extra arms.
I thought we might have brought up the bloody Thrunk or whatever the ones that live in the asteroids that are brilliant at building spaceships. They're the ones that did the B-wings.
Depends on which version of.
Oh, wait a sec, they retconned it because it was because the B-wings now came out of some other place, which annoyed me.
Roughly the same place, just done by a Mon Calamari instead of by the insectoids.
Yep.
They changed the creators.
Honestly, they shouldn't. They should have kept
Technically, they could have kept both and had
the Mon Calamari supervising them.
The insects being the ones who did it into production.
Yeah.
So they never quite said who created it, just said it was built there. So lore's always interesting when you look at the evolution of it. So yes, the droid has rebutted a lot of your beliefs.
What do you expect? At the moment, I found most R2 units normally have a chip on their head, and they're basically quite happily able to do that.
Well, they are generally amongst the most intelligent of the droids. Because they're built for intelligence. Otherwise, you'd be flying into stars all the time.
Where is the... God, I was about to call him an overlord droid.
He is trying to marshal other droids to wait for the return of the Overseer.
Return of the Overseer?
Yes, because the Overseer went down into the mines.
And the Overseer is organic?
Yes, like I said, the Overseer is always organic. Unfortunately, you seem to have a defective memory. Would you like an upgrade?
No.
Yes.
No, I do not wish to. So when did the Overseer go down in the mine?
Well, he didn't pay that much attention. He just knows he was told that the Overseer went down into the mine. I'm sure it was very important.
I suspect the Overseer is probably dead from contaminations or whatever.
Must have been something he ate, he says.
Yeah,
Or someone.
So the droid be in whatever the room is where...
He would be in room 15, the mine entrance, waiting for the Overseer to return from the mine and finish giving him instructions.
Okay. The loader droid.
He is waiting for instructions.
Yes, but what's the maintenance level on? Does he require any replacement parts?
Oh yes, he could do with many replacement parts. Do you have some on you?
No, I'm not going to use any from my... I've only got emergency repairs kits.
That would not suffice.
Yep. And I'm not going to be scavenging off my pit droids.
He looks at them. No, those parts are unsuitable.
No.
They look to be in too poor a condition.
What? Be maintaining. Not true. I haven't been able to get any new parts yet.
They are rather antiquated and prone to abnormal failures.
That's not a statement.
Okay, to put it more bluntly for you, if you need it to be put bluntly, they are idiotic and unable to perform menial tasks without problems.
Yes, I'm slowly upgrading them.
Purchase a new droid, he says.
Oh, you've got the charm of what they are. I would love to have like three R2 units running around, but
Then purchase an R2 unit because they are far superior to a droid who can barely carry a thing. You've currently got them carrying toolboxes. That's probably at the peak of their efficiency.
No, actually, I've beefed them up a bit.
So
This is all on brand for an R2 unit.
Whether it is a revolutionary or not. Hard to tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this just sounds like a normal R2 unit. I feel like there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, no, well, the thing is, we've spoken to the other R2 unit, and he's exactly the same.
Well, R2 units are given a lot of independence for what they have to do. Very rarely are they constrained to do job A, because basically they got too much brain power to do just that.
Well, plus, most of them are jack of all of the other things too.
Well, mechanics relies on intellect, as do a lot of other things they do.
Okay, well, we've got a list of what needs to be fixed. We've got a list. We need also a list of what. Has that also got a list of all the parts that are required to fix up all the droids?
No, that is a completely different list.
Okay. So I also require a list of all the parts that need to fix all the droids. You get them all back up and running, even the ones that have been camoed.
Okay, it puts together a total of you need to invest in 305,000 credits.
So, price of a small capital ship.
Well, glad you have it on you. Maybe you should go get those parts then.
Or 2 starfighters.
Oh, it says most starfighters can be purchased for about 50,000 credits, so you could buy quite a few starfighters for that.
I was thinking of the ones that actually are able to go into lightspeed.
Yes, you can buy starfighters for that price that can do that. Just not military scale starfighters.
Yeah.
Not the high-end military ones. You can buy some of the older military ones.
Now, would Sunesh you be willing to spend that money?
I'm sure you can convince your organic overlord to do that.
Actually, how much is this ore worth?
How much is
the ore that they're mining worth?
The ore is worth quite a lot.
This is one of the.
Most people want them.
This is one of the only places in the near area that actually produces.
Yeah. So,
I was gonna say, because, like, didn't we say that if this mine is running at efficiency, then it could be, like, a multi-million credit mine? Is that what we said before, or did I make that up?
if they're able to, currently they're just, it's possible, but the problem is we don't know if it's currently all mined out, or if there's currently a new vein that they'll be able to follow.
Right. I did think we did scans and it said that there was viable material left.
But they had to move the.
They had to go deeper.
They had to go deeper, was it?
Yeah, they go deeper.
And then they can potentially move to find other deposits on the planet.
Yeah. That's why
They just have to move the entire base. You're just going to
Yeah,
to the
as
bathroom.
soon as they moving,
Where you
going,
figure out what you're doing.
yeah, that's where we could, if we get that
Yeah.
base from.
Now, you know this
Did we
R2.
just lose sound? Oh no, it's back.
No.
Okay.
You know this R2 unit's lying to you, right?
I suspect there is some truth to it. Because normally all good lies require some truth to it.
Yes. Well, the truth that I believe is it either wants us to leave or it wants us to go into the mine entrance where we're likely to get ambushed.
Yeah, that part I understand. The thing that he's probably playing truth is how much it will cost to get the damn thing fixed.
I think you might even be lying about that.
Not with all the bits and pieces. I think he might be stretching the truth that with the organics going crazy.
Yeah.
But I do believe the part where he's saying that poor maintenance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I am surprised the droid has survived so long.
Well, so had it have sent out some sort of message to somebody, it's likely to get shot. So it's a good idea that it didn't do that, huh?
It also has a hidden comment.
Well, the other thing is the medical droid's probably got the same amount of IQ, but it's not used to. It's only got dealing with one thing.
You actually compare what the medical droid is in comparison. The medical droid has normal human intellect of 2.
What?
Really?
Yep. They are not designed to be smart.
So how are they good at what they do?
They have high skill in medicine.
So 2 yellow.
They have 2 yellow and a green with an intellect of 2.
Okay. That's sad.
You don't really want to get operated on by
Okay,
someone.
so what we need to do
2 yellow
is
and a green.
uplift an R2 unit into a medical droid.
And then
And
you'll have an argue issue the entire time about whether or not you need an upgrade or repair or a different vocation in life.
That's scary.
Yes, to all
No,
three.
I'm just looking at my medicine against that medical droid.
You're a lot better. Yes, you're the equivalent of a expert in the field.
No, I'm equivalent of that R2 unit with medicine.
So you're going to ask the R2 unit anything else?
Now I'll work out. So, how much of what you've told me is actually truthful?
Well, truth is irrelevant. It's presented the facts.
Do droids really know the difference between truth and lying?
High intelligence ones, yes.
Right, okay.
So they've had a conversation with her R2 unit, who's pretty much sassed them for the last half an hour.
Yes.
Sorry, I decided to go to the workroom because I thought I might not last long enough to actually be in the current room. But,
It's okay. While searching the workroom, you find a dead body,
right.
which the others didn't know about because they're busy dealing with a droid.
Yay, more dead
There's
bodies!
4 or 5 of them. 4 of them? 1, 2, 3.
This
Five.
say
5 of them. I'm sure.
this would be the 6th.
And apparently he was trained to have an oil bath.
The body.
Yep.
The organic
Yep.
body.
Yeah.
Was trying to have an oil bath.
Does it look like he was potentially pushed in, I guess?
Well,
I'm
he is
starting to think-
face first into it with his feet sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he intended that all along.
Who's
I
thirsty?
thought the oil bath was in the
Workroom.
other room.
It's in the workroom.
Oh, it's in
the
the
one that you
workroom.
went into.
Sorry, I hope guys can get past it. I can't sit up.
It's okay. So yes, he asked if he's lying, and he pretty much responded with, "What's the point in lying?" And it's sort of irrelevant.
So we've gone back to the other room now? Okay, cool.
While you found the body.
Well, I was just going to ask questions, but I'll
Sure.
wait.
Yeah, you can ask questions.
What questions would you like to ask?
I could translate them.
What else is in the room? I presume I'm in the workroom alone now.
Currently, the others have been distracted. Yes.
Yes, so they're in the haulage
The cargo room. and
cargo room. That's it. Well, I guess aside from the dead body upended in the oil bath, what other things are in the room? Can I like? Does there happen to be
Oh, this is the 2 rooms.
the kind of injuries that would indicate a droid put him there?
Okay, so you can tell by the fact that he was shot in the back that it probably was a way of disposing of the body from view.
Okay. We still don't know precisely who's been shooting people in the back. Could it easily be a droid?
Or it could be the person that we shot into the atmosphere of the,
Or
that was flying the sky car.
yeah, could be, but that could have been a droid as well. You know, to be fair, we don't know. I'm saying it's more likely an organic, but there is indications that the droids have kind of gone a bit.
Actually,
I can't think of the right word.
Agile.
Feral, for lack of a better word. they're at least
The
very
crew complement.
anti-organic right
the
now.
crew complement was 6, correct?
Crew complement.
Yeah, this the
9.
was
9
9.
out of 16, I believe. Let me just have a look.
Sounds about right.
So this is the 6th body or 7th body?
So there's 3 in the cafe, one
I thought there was
one
There was 4 in the
Trandoshan.
cafe.
4 in the
Oh, 4 in
cafe.
the cafe, 1 Trandoshan.
Translation.
Yeah, so this is
and your
the
body,
body
6.
number 6,
Okay, so we are missing 4 people.
at least, yeah. So there was normally 16 down to 10. Last session 5 were dead. That was Vrisk, Seamus, the name Smart gave us last time. Vrisk we thought was the Trandoshan and dead. Seamus and Moran, Ryan and Rika. And then there was Darvis and 3 Kale brothers. The Darvis and the 3 Kale brothers we established were in the canteen. And Vrisk was a Trandoshan. So we still got Seamus, Moran, Ryan, Rika, and Korek, I think.
Well, you do identify the patch on this miner saying Rika, so you can cross her off the list.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Vrisk in the refresher. We've got Darvis and the brothers in the canteen.
And Colonel
Rika
Mustard in the library.
With the candlestick.
Candlestick.
Workroom / oil
Sufficient
bath.
minds think alike.
So it looks like someone's gone around killing all the humans. I'm expecting to find more bodies somewhere here.
While you were out, they did get told by the R2 unit that the place was contaminated, and he hoped that you hadn't taken your helmets off or drunk any of the water or touched the water.
No, we haven't. So we're
You're all perfectly safe and fine.
Can I have overheard any of this, or will this
Yep,
be?
you can. You could have overheard that because I had the door open.
And can I determine anything else in the room?
Well, first thing, we might go and turn to Mark and say, how does Ash respond to these comments?
If at all.
Hello, Mark.
It's already taken effect.
Which droid was it? An R4, did you say?
Which he did say to me, he did message while everybody else was talking that, like, oh no. Like, kind of just like a, oh fuck kind of moment. Dank Ferric.
Dank Ferric.
So, Mark did message that to me. I don't know if he's on right now. There you are.
It's in the other room, sorry.
That's okay. So the question was, how does Mark respond to the comments on the biovirus in the facility?
At the moment, no one knows he's going there. He kind of, I'm not sure if I can communicate with one person only. I'm not sure if I can do that with my
you can.
We do have personal comms.
I'm sure you can tell your fearless leader, I took my helmet off and used the water.
Oh,
No, I'm talking to Kayana. So I'll be saying, did I hear that right, that we're not supposed to have the water? I think like that, and I go, just watching the face count of, and I had to take my helmet off for that, and why didn't somebody tell me when I
Fill your bowl or
you wasn't allowed to do that? I'll go along with my big
With Kayana hearing that, she will, I guess somewhat subtly, ask Carlin if he can ask the R2 unit and then ask Carlin to translate. So, the airborne thing that made the organics go crazy, what was, the first sign that the organics were going crazy?
Bit hard to tell because, organics are a little unpredictable, but they started off with a need to rush off to use the refreshers multiple times. And then there's the asking strange questions seem to pop up a lot as well. And repeatedly asking questions also seemed to be a bit of a problem. Then there was the babbling incoherently, and a bit hard to tell if that was just them or that was actually them getting their symptoms worse. And then there was the rushing around doing things irrationally.
Interesting.
On the same communication back to Kiana, I'll be going, this R2 unit is talking out his ass kind of thing, so.
This is where Kiara would go back to Ash and just be like, well, it sounds like you're screwed because that's just how we operate.
Oh well. I said, you know what song you have to sing at my wake? So I said, yeah.
So I'll just keep an extra eye on you because we're not too sure about what this R2 unit's saying. So that's a message between Kayana and Ash. So Kayana's just gonna keep an extra vigilant eye on Ash just in case what the R2 unit's saying is true, but we're not sure.
He does add that if you were to, say, ask FX769 for a diagnosis, it should be able to give you whether or not you're infected or not.
No response.
Yeah, shaking it right now. No.
As it did have the previous recordings of the other infected in its internal memory.
Yeah, we're definitely just not responding.
Laugh is all option, okay? Laugh is all. But I will just, if I could just give the, not a look through the helmet as much as I can look through the helmet, give a look of disdain for the R2 unit right now. Yeah,
it may not be super, I was going to say FX may not be super happy to give diagnostic information because it's asleep against its own will currently, so, yeah.
I was going to say,
well, Kayana does not say that out loud, pointing out.
Yeah.
What is Thea saying?
No, player asking if I take the restraining bolt off, it wakes up in an hour, and it's functional. If you put the restraining bolt on it while it's functional, will it then do what I ask it?
You can then chuck it into doing what you want it to do.
So won't do what I
If
asked.
they're on the table.
unless I talk to it?
Not necessarily. If you got to give it some reason to actually follow, and basically the restraining bolt is a way of deactivating it, so you can force it to comply.
Okay. So I could attempt to repair a relationship instead,
You could.
which would be my preference. I would prefer to be friends, and I'll tell it that should it come to that. But if they're gonna lie to my face and treat me with disrespect, then that's what happens.
Otherwise, you've got a red stick.
Well, that's kind of it.
Though it does tell Khalid that your one with the big gun seems to be already showing some of the early signs.
Ash.
I guess the question would be to ask, and I'll yell from where I am in the workroom, is there a cure?
Well, it responds that the FX unit was working on a cure in its active memory.
I think Martin just likes to make me pay for having horrible spasms and making spontaneous decisions.
Unfortunately, it's a
Ash is taking no change of attitude towards the droid right now. So,
Unfortunately, if this contagion does exist, it's a catch-22 due to the fact that Ash would have to take off his helmet. The droid will then have to perform its diagnostics and that, which means that if this actually is a airborne contaminant, Ash is going to be contaminated regardlessly.
Well, technically he doesn't, because if you have to administer a cure, you could do it via injection into the hand, say.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for the diagnostics, wouldn't it? We have to require him to.
No, blood drawn from.
I'm sure you can word it that way. If you'd like him to take his helmet off.
No, I think you could do it.
Because I think puncturing somebody's suit would also cause an issue with that being contaminated, even though there's a slight chance of not. So
Mum, can I ask a favour?
Can you? What
The
is it?
map that you got on the screen, can you put it on the chat? Because I can't read it really well.
Yeah, I'll take a photo.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Thank you. It's all good. I've been trying to read it and work out where exactly we are, and it's hard sometimes. So that.
Did we get to answering my question about if there was anything else in the room that I'm in that I can see?
No, I can actually drop it in the chat very quickly.
I thought you already did. Oh, that's right. He wasn't a part of the. I don't think you. Well, I think you did put it in the.
It was
chat.
put onto the messenger chat.
Yeah.
Well, I double tapped it. Oh.
Let's see if I can delete the extra one.
There we go. Just one.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. That's much easier reading out. I've got no idea where we're at.
So you're currently in the room number 13, having your future prospects laid out for you.
Oh, look, I think I'm fine for the match. That's okay.
So if we get like.
Okay, Mark. What is your character's
And I'm in
discipline?
14.
I knew you were going to ask me that as soon as I say that. I knew straight away. I knew that you wouldn't. Discipline, you said?
Yep,
I
discipline.
believe we were in 11.
2 green.
So that's where the.
Okay, so that is 2 green versus 3 purple. Would Mike like to roll for Mark's doom?
What's this?
Mark's character's going to have to make a discipline check.
Scary is he's got
What? 2 green versus 3 purple.
Oh, dude.
Well, let's make it a red and 2 purple as we flip over one of the things.
Sometimes I wonder why you hate us so much. You're the one who wanted to run this game.
I keep giving you white points so you can spend them.
Yeah.
I'm helping.
Yeah.
I'm helping.
We don't want him to become Hudson.
You roll. I'm just waiting for when Martin's ready to
Game over, man. Game
try
over.
and get an answer to the question I asked.
Okay,
you.
so
Well, there's no despair, so.
you start
Thanks, Mike.
you now want to leave this room as fast as possible. You have become terrified of being infected. What does Ash do? Does he take his helmet off to wipe his face down?
Ash wants to go right back to the ship right now. So I'll go. Kiana, I just have to go. I'm going to be back to the ship. The bows are playing up a bit. I don't want to be around here right now.
There's a
okay,
refresher here in the mine.
And the droid goes, well, there's stage 2.
And I'll just run straight to the ship. So.
I don't know that you'll be able to do that fast.
So he goes running past.
Based off of what Kayana knows, I'm trying to remember who Kayana thinks is the most medical person in our team.
I've got medicine. I've got 5 grand on my medicine check, but
It's you, not
probably you, yeah.
So I would kind of tap on Carlin. I'm just like, we should actually go check on Ash.
Before he contaminates your ship?
Yeah, he's going to contaminate this ship.
Yeah.
Quick!
Yeah, so I would tap on Carlin and be like, we need to get him.
So while they're rushing off, what is they
I've been
doing?
trying to ask for ever since you put me in that room, and then you keep switching away from me. If there was anything else I saw in the room. Can we please not change subjects again? Because we keep going back to everyone else and I keep not getting an answer.
Okay, so on the work table are glow rods, scanners, restraining bolt applicators, 7 restraining bolts in packs and 4 empty packs. And what looks to be a wreckage of a communicator lying next to the oil bath.
So as I was trying to yell out if there's a cure and I'm standing in the doorway, do I see Ash running off?
Well, you see Ash running off, yes.
Okay. And Kayana and Khalid go after him? If I can, I'll yell, do not let him get back on the ship unless he's cleared.
Okay, so you make it all the way back to the airlock leading to the landing pad A, and you see that the doors seem to have jammed shut.
Really?
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Apparently the last one through must have shorted something out.
That would be Ash.
So, anyway, with that, Kaya will try her best to kind of calm down Ash from going into a hypochondriac state, and while also trying to inform Carlin that, Ash removed his helmet. And he's freaking out because of what the droid said.
And you see in the room, one of the monitors comes up with contamination detected.
I don't trust this.
I don't trust this at all either, but I failed the roll, so I can't change my attitude. So
I was gonna say I wouldn't mind for Kayana Carlin to roll to calm Ash down.
Yeah, I think you should, because I'm probably a bit hypothetical,
So are you going to calm him down with charm? Are you going to calm him down with rational facts? Or are you going to calm him down with the intimidation tactic of get over it?
Thinking
I would suspect
leadership?
Leadership maybe, yeah.
Let's use some Sith.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to pull rank on him.
Hold on. I just need to look at my page.
Martin keeps promising that I get to advance all my stuff, but it never happens.
You did advance your stuff at the start of the session.
No, I mean like in story game.
You can use Sith on him.
There is a skill called Sith.
Yeah.
That's the knowledge thing.
Yeah, I've got 6 green.
So you're naturally good at knowing evil stuff.
So do you need someone to roll for you
Would
at the table, Kesley?
yeah, I sort of roll. I would say probably leadership as positive leadership. I feel like we always try to say that leadership is negative. It's never negative. There is positive leadership.
Yeah.
And
Leadership is definitely
my
positive.
character trait, Ash does expect,
Yeah, so Kayana,
Hopefully, Luke fix. Damn.
mechanics, so roll-wise, it's 2 green, 2 yellow, 1 blue, plus if Carly can
No, I can't.
do...
Because you're going
Okay.
against mine's only for mine's intimidation.
What?
Okay, yeah. So, 2 green, 2 blue, 2 yellow, 2 green, 1 blue.
Well, if you're assisting, you can add a blue.
Kayana, I was gonna say, in terms of role-playing, Kayana is essentially just going to tell Ashton, like, look, realistically, we don't actually know what's going on. You have a job to do. You need to pull it together, and you need to do your job.
So, am I upgrading?
How many do we have?
3.
Okay, so that is...
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say he's pulled a red every time we haven't upgraded on Ash. I think it's
Exactly.
time that we try
And
not to
difficulty
pull a red
is
on
2
Ash
purple.
and give Ash
2 purple.
a break.
He's not very hard to convince.
I just feel like the character really needs the break right now.
Apparently, you failed to get Ash to
Doesn't
actually
believe my leadership.
calm down. He seems to be hyperventilating in his helmet.
Ash, pull yourself together. Are you a Mandalorian or a worm?
Khaled is technically second in command, so
And I'm now
Just-
using coercion
I was
on
gonna say,
him.
this is where Carly can do coercion. She can do combat. See,
And
Carly,
I
this is
am getting stressed from this, and I'm using 3 levels
this is
of
a dark
intimidation.
side episode, is what this is.
No, it's not. It's a stressful episode because I'm just spending my stress on this.
apparently it only happens to people without force sensitivity.
Okay, so that is 2 yellow, a green. I'll add a blue for Kayana's assistance.
Okay.
So is it 2 yellow, a green,
2 yellow, a green, and a blue.
and a blue?
You're upgrading.
No, but I'm lowering the difficulty by 3.
Okay. So there are no difficulty dice.
Lots.
It is possible for you not to get a success,
Yeah, I know.
which is funny. But you did manage to get 2.
Which is why I don't roll.
Okay, so yes.
So I just cowed him.
So Ash, you feel like your heart's about to burst as you're being scared by the assassin of the group.
Really go. Okay, I'll go with it. Yeah, okay.
And he's sort of trying to scare you back into your senses.
Do I have
Have you got
any
a
sense
computer
that
as well?
everything's going to crash down that end of the place?
Well, they haven't been broadcasting what they're doing.
But everyone ran off.
Leaving you and Gum and Brum Brum to deal with the R2 unit.
It's never a good thing.
No.
Pull yourself together, man.
Just trying to decide as
Okay.
leader and knowing the background with Ash and Khaled, not necessarily following what I've asked them to do and being worried about being demoted. I might actually instruct Garm and Ash to handle the droid. Garm and Brum Brum to handle the droid. Will I just quickly check on the others? Because I don't want to end up in a situation where my team leader says, not just once, but several times, members of your clan have run out, randomly from the mines you were supposedly securing, and not done the things. And I will go check on them.
Okay.
So I will
We can't
just go
talk to the
check
droid.
to see.
We don't have.
And
see what's happening.
Yeah.
It can beep at your response.
yeah, as Thea potentially checks in, or once Kiana can calm down and has a breath to inform Thea, she would palms over to her, but just needed the chance to stop Ash first.
Okay, so by the time you get to calming Thea, she walks into the room.
Perfect. So we explained to her what happened.
And what is, while you're doing that explanation, what is Garm saying to the droid?
1 beep for yes, 2 beeps for no. I don't speak binary. Apologies.
It gives you a rather rude beep.
Yeah, Carlin's the only one who does, so the only way to send him back is to...
You could probably sound like words like chopper.
It projects some writing up on the wall saying you should learn.
Brum Brum does have mechanics.
There are more droids than there are people.
True. I should learn. And I will.
Wouldn't that be knowledge? Can I use knowledge to...
I'm sure that Brum Brum has picked up droid speak over time. It's more of a personal thing. If your character has never had much to do with droids, you can say, I don't know it. But as someone who flies ships, you'd probably have interacted with lots of droids.
Yep.
Especially with astromech droids, and probably repair droids from your pit crew.
So it does start putting a thesis on how to learn basic, which is normally the human language, and it's applying it to droid speak.
All the dead humans that we've found, were they killed by a human? Or by
Organic.
an organic?
Which ones have you found?
So beep 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 beep. I'm like,
And writing on the wall. It says, yes, it can actually think outside the box.
I point to the oil bath. Whoever that is. There were
Oh, it
Rika.
says that they
There
use
were-
Rika, one of the miners. He wondered where she got to.
there were 4 in the kitchen, and Salesian.
Ocean.
And
Red
ask,
motion.
it does ask how the pancakes were, because apparently the droid
Not
wants
good.
to know.
Not good.
Well, it shall inform the droid. I'm sure he'll be devastated.
So
You really need to learn how to lie better.
who killed them?
Yeah, it does not. No, it was not there.
Okay.
But it has something to do with the rampant plague through the facility.
Yes. Was it a droid who killed any of these biologicals?
If it knew, it would tell you.
Can it, player suggestion, can it examine the wound and possibly determine any information from it? It might just be they were shot in the back and shoved in the oil bath, but they might also go,
The ones in the kitchen, the galleon, they were shot as well, weren't they?
Everyone was being shot in the back.
Are any of the droids armed with
That's a good question.
energy weapons?
No, the facility has indicated that droids are not to wield any form of weaponry.
What about a tool that can inflict the same kind of wound?
Nothing comes to mind, as most of the mining lasers are left in the mines and are too big to use in the hallways or passageways of the entrance. Most are the size of your ship.
Sorry, Garm, for asking questions.
No. Do you know how close the medical droid was to potentially finding a cure?
He's sure it would be any day now.
Well, do we have days, I guess is the question. But we can restart him up and go from there. If you've got me on comms at all, you can give me that information. I can tell you to remove the restraining block. Or Brum Brum could probably suggest that he understands computers and probably has sufficient understanding of droids to know that.
If it's broadcasting it over the live channel,
Yeah, if he's broadcasting the questions, then I will make the suggestion.
Who has authority, permission to use the I forget what they're called now, the cloud car or the
that is whoever the overseer approves access to. I'm sure it was one of the unfortunate infected.
So do we know is a one-person cloud speeder?
Can carry 1 to 2 people.
Okay, so it could have had up to 2 of our missing.
Could have had 2 of your missing crew members up there.
Could you ask the if the life support system was fully functional, would that get rid of the contaminants in the airborne contaminants?
It responds with, theoretically, depending on where the contaminant started. Or if there is a faulty mechanism in the life support system to begin with.
So you said that we were in the well, hold on, I'm not there. But as a player, I want to point out
We're communicating
the R2 unit is in the
Room number 13.
the room that has the access to landing pad 2. Is that right?
That is correct.
Could the R2 unit say who got in that feeder that we assume took off from the other landing pad?
It says that the cloud car took off from landing pad A at the top of the page.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. I remember that now. You did say that happened, so it must have taken off right before we landed because we calmed down that we were landing. That's what it was. I remember that now.
I'm going to walk over and just have a look into the mine entrance.
Okay.
See if you get shot.
Well, I'm being careful, but hopefully not.
Okay, so looking in there, you can see it definitely leads into the mines. Rail track leads through a set of double doors that lead into a dark tunnel. 2 small vehicles are parked close to the entrance, and both they and the floor of the room are covered in thick black grime of subterranean delving. Hoppers in the rear of the vehicle contain piles of ore-laden rubble. In the center of the room is a group of 10 droids. You can make out an EV supervisor droid, 6 battle droids who are notably disarmed and carrying boxes, and a pair of PK worker droids. A bonary load lifter shuffles about pushing heavy crates of cargo into a makeshift wall.
a makeshift wall.
Mm-hmm.
The makeshift wall is a wall, basically.
A defensive wall. By
Yes,
set of things.
but facing which way? Like, what is it looking to defend against? The mine entrance, the door I've just sort of looked through, or
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Okay, so by the looks of things, it is basically creating a. Just trying to figure out how it's saying it because some of these things aren't written in a clean sense.
Yeah, because they're doing something to protect them from something coming out of the mine.
Yeah.
They dug too deep.
There's a bell roll. I am going to need to use my lightsaber.
Okay, so basically it says, well, it looks as if they're trying to create a wall to insulate from the mine. So it's been set up to give another layer of protection if they shut the mine down.
okay.
Before
Okay.
this goes on too much longer, do I have a chance of getting some sense into our heavy gunsmen so that we can get back to our job?
Well, he seems to have calmed down a little bit thanks to being scared a second time by your second in command.
Okay.
Scared into running, now scared into obeying. I'm sure that works well.
Okay.
Well, hey, I'm starting to become a commissar.
Yes.
I
40K.
think I can inspire some kind of confidence.
Well, I'm the bad cop here at the moment.
Well, he does seem to have calmed down.
Yeah, it's less calming down and more just kind of...
Yeah, his mental stability can be fixed later.
Well, I don't know. My view of leadership is that if he's mentally unstable and forced back into work, that's more dangerous for everyone, including him. And I kind of want to preserve both his mental stability and us. First of all, he's an integral part of our team with the big gun, and the skills that he's got, and he's a member of the clan. And second of all, I'm going to get fired if I lose any more of the team and any more faith and loyalty from the team. So, you know, I have kind of a little bit of a self-interest here as well. Would that be correct, Martin?
Yep, you can try to inspire a little bit more from him.
And try and get focus. So instead of wandering off into refreshers and being aware, afraid of the droids, more just, focusing on our goals and particularly in protecting the clan, because that's his role. That's why he's got the really big gun, I presume.
That is.
So...
Would you like to activate your touch effect?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be 2 yellow, 2 green.
And I'll upgrade.
Okay, so 3 yellow, 1 green. Could you flip over one of the pieces? And 3 blue and 3 white.
So what I'll say is, I understand, Ash, that you're concerned by this virus and by the things that are going on, but you are first and foremost a Mandalorian. You were once Death Watch. I expect and see you to be one of the strongest role models in our group for courage and strength. You are one of the main protectors and guardians of this group. So I need you to concentrate and do your job and be a part of this clan and help us achieve our mission goal. Right now, that's to get this mind up and operating and to find out what the hell's going on here. And if you do have this virus, we'll resurrect that medical droid, we'll get you a cure, and won't leave you behind.
And that would be 2 purple as your difficulty.
Yep. So that's kind of my...
Because, hey, you're not trying to convince a hard to sway person here.
It's hopefully inspirational. I believe in you. You can do this, but the Mandalorians thought. It's not quite get your shit together though.
Embrace the Sith. Use the Schwartz.
No, if we're doing that, I really needed to get the aggressor for specialty. Means I eventually can get fierce and up to 5 levels.
I'm not sure. There's no failures, but there's 3 white. That could be good.
So for you, the 3 white are actually pretty good.
Do you use one to use the power? Or is it all
it's basically doesn't require anything to use because it automatically adds light to it.
Actually use the Force.
Okay, so
I get
would
to
you,
use the Force.
As you do so, you don't pick up any changes to him from what you've sensed before.
Right, okay.
And
So I think he's not infected.
you don't think he's infected.
So I'll add that
You're not even
to,
sure there is an infection.
I'll add that to my speech. I'm like, believe me, these droids are lying to us.
And you get a sense that the R2 unit has been running you a fantastic spiel for the last half hour about how everything's bad and has lined up everything to what Ash has done to make him basically be the suspect.
You should know better than to trust droids outright. You've got an inherent distrust of them.
Oh, we already
So
We
I'll
already
make
spoke
it
with that.
a very, very convincing...
And you're sure that if you had resurrected the medical droid, it would have completely backed up the R2 unit.
Of course.
And told you just how screwed Ash was.
So, I hope that this will also have like an offset effect on Khalid and Kayana, and you know, not that they've ever shown any lack of loyalty or anything, just kind of anything to help make us all feel a bit better in these circumstances.
I asked one question: do we need the droids here? If they're lying to us, what use are they?
We need the droids to do the mining and operate the facility. This is obviously not an organic, safe environment.
They're technically part of the property that we need to assess and get under control.
Yes.
So it's not up to us to destroy the property. Even though we as people believe in droid rights, it's technically that's how they're seen.
I think
especially with the hut being the manager.
I think the thing that I think we need to get the droids under control, and if they need reprogramming, which they may well do.
No. Corrective persuasion.
Corrective persuasion. I like that phrase.
I think we can protect persuasion very quickly, actually. But
Yeah.
the issue is we've got a lying droid right in front of us.
We've got a
And
number
it has
of
been
options.
successfully lying to you for quite some time.
And
Well, you've got some.
we seem to not be doing much about that right now.
And so a part of this is it's on open columns. And just in case Garm hasn't got this, I'm going to say the droids are lying to us.
We
And
know.
if-
We
if
worked that
Garm
out a long
chooses
time ago.
Not to, well, you've been asking this droid a lot of earnest questions. I have too, so I'm not saying it's all you. We all have been. But I've only had one directly lie to us, so now we've got two, and I think as that adds up, I think we need to bypass the droids, but I don't know how to bypass the droids to get somewhere.
This is the right way and this is the wrong way. It's just,
We have a droid off switch.
Play a question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal here, like we've already discovered the mine is dysfunctional. We've discovered that the droids have killed all the organics.
You don't know if they have killed all their organics.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
We
we
have-
as characters haven't
We haven't found the smoking gun yet.
So we've
proved. Yeah.
got
and sorry, Karen, I'm
What
sorry,
is that?
Ariana. I was going to say, I know that it was shot by a laser cannon, and I haven't seen one around yet, so
where have we
I-
got left to check?
The
Basically, the mine entrance in the mine.
Okay, and Garm's seen the EV droid.
Yes, he has.
Have you told us that you found the EV droid?
Not yet,
Not yet. Mm.
All right.
but you guys are talking.
Yep.
When you stop, because
Yep.
I'm waving at the EV droid. I go,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn around and head back to Garm,
Okay.
and that's me finished.
So it stops what it's doing and comes over to you. And it says, "Excuse me, what are you here for? You are not authorized to be down in the mine. You're not carrying any authorization with you.
I'm not in the mine.
This is the entrance to the mine.
That's right. I'm not in the entrance to the mine, so therefore I'm not in the mine.
But you're in the facility.
Of course.
Do you have your ID?
I say we have ownership papers from the new owner / operator of the mine. Yes.
Well, it would be nice to have an upgrade of the facility and the droids and
Absolutely.
resupply
Absolutely
of
agree.
labourers to get things back up and running again. Do you have the manifest of what's being brought?
Nothing has actually been brought as yet. We're here to determine what is
He sort of does a
required.
double take and say, "So you're not here to help?
Of course, we're here to help.
Where's the supplies? All the things we've requisitioned?"
Unfortunately, in the handover of ownership, it would appear that the requisition for parts, people, etc.
So does the Tidarian still own the facility?
Okay.
Tidarian.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. The easy answer is no.
Well, that makes it hard to tell what is actually required because we've been sending him all the data.
Wow. Which of you holds the current request or the current documentation for?
I gave it to the supervisor overseer who decided to go into the mine.
He went into the mine.
Yes, to talk with the other miners.
Okay.
Just,
I guess we'll have to get the get it off him.
Comms Garm, just check what the name of the overseer is. Because if it's Risk, he's dead.
So the overseer droid went into the mine. Did you say?
Yes, he went into the mine.
Ah, excellent, excellent.
Isn't he the overseer?
No, not the overseer droid. The overseer.
Oh, the overseer
Mm.
went into the mine. Ah. You wouldn't happen to know why he went into the mine? Sorry, you said to talk to the other miners.
Yes.
Ah, of course, of course. Very well.
Though he is organic, so probably defective in some way, as he's not returned.
How long's he been in the mine for?
He has been down there for maybe 2-3 days now.
Can you ask his name?
That is a long time. Yeah. What is the name of the overseer?
His name is Marv Moray.
Marv Moray.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's completely new.
I see. Okay. Very well. The mine has actually apparently transferred through a number of prior owners since your registered or understood owner. But I will. I'll bring the hollow image to explain what's going on, so at least you're on the same page as us.
He goes, oh well, that makes things interesting. It doesn't really help if they keep changing bosses,
I know, right?
and no one passes on the details.
I know.
Organics.
I know. Yes, I absolutely agree.
Can't live with them. Can't shoot them.
Oh.
Well, at least he said can't shoot them, but they've been lying to us all the way, so
I
he
don't
might
know.
actually mean have shot them.
Cactus, I don't know. Look, I'm sure there are instances where the odd angry shot wouldn't be out of the question.
Oh, it's just a shot in the dark. He's sure.
True. Says,
Can
well,
I say something over the comms?
don't let me hold you up. Once I get the hollow image delivered to us or to me, I'll call you back and we'll watch it together.
He says that would be fantastic. Just let me know when you need something. He's more than happy to wait. He does say that he believes that there are currently 12 miners in the mine.
Ah.
Are they?
Is he counting the dead body in the workroom?
Are they droid miners?
Oh no, there is a 11 humans and a Rhodian.
Ah, Rhodian. Huh.
Rodian sounds like would be the leader.
Hmm.
But that wasn't really
Well-
a Rodian name.
Thank you muchly for your help. Yes, I'll let you know once that hollow recording is available. Shouldn't be too long.
He would much appreciate it. Though he's happy to wait while you go and find the overseer if he's still functional. Though beware, he was carrying a blaster rifle last time he saw him.
Why?
Who knows what academics do?
True.
Alright, let's go into the mine.
Let's not.
Hang on, before we all go,
I was going
Ash
to
has
say,
got little
So-
concerns.
They all turn up.
catch up.
They all turn up.
yes.
Awesome.
Um,
And,
Ash
you, and in the
goes-
background you hear, Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger.
They're the battle droids.
Yep.
Oh, so they're actually B1s or B2s?
They are B1s.
Oh, I thought you meant the B2 ones, the bigger ones.
No, those ones generally have inbuilt weapons, these do not. It's very hard to disarm a advanced battle droid.
They're the ones with the guns that stick out of the arms.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I thought it was that one or the next model up, which were the bigger battle droids, which were actually a lot more intelligent.
Hey, at least it wasn't the covert ones.
Okay.
Protocol droid could be the covert one.
No, the ones that can move very fast and have resistant armor.
So,
Terminator droid.
you heard that? What was going on, boss?
I didn't hear that last bit while I was in the
fact that,
kitchen getting snacks.
They've stated that there's 12 miners, and we were told that there was only like what,
10 out of 16, and so far we found 6 dead. So, have I caught up to them by then?
You have.
We don't go anywhere until you get there.
I'll get you into the workroom out of earshot, if that's possible.
So the workroom where the R2 droid is.
No, the workroom where the dead body is, not the cargo room where the
in
R2
between
is.
where the R2 unit and the supervisor droid is.
Okay.
Did Martin say people had come back out of the mine?
No.
Okay. I think if the chance those guys are alive, we should get them. But I don't think. I don't like saying this, but split the party. So we won't leave.
I kind of feel the same way.
We can't leave these droids alone. I think leave Ash because he's got the weaponry that will
Gun.
take these guys down, and also I think a little bit of payback's due to Ash if it turns out we need to take him down.
I think Carlos should stay since he can
Yep.
do binary.
He
and
can
talk
do
to
the
droid
droid
and
talk.
stuff.
Could we not split the group?
Can I suggest something?
Sure.
Because I think I'll be kind of serious about now. Yeah?
Sorry.
So that's okay. It's basically so we know the rules are lying. So will we bring the druids down with us so we can make sure they don't try to
They're programmed not to go in the mine, I think.
the program? Are we certain about that, or are they just saying that?
Oh, that's true, I
They're
guess.
saying that they would be programmed
Look,
to go in the
the
mine.
only
but
way to
what's
force
use
them
of having,
into the mine-
mining droids if they're not mining.
Not a single one of them is a
I would at
mining
least like to
droid.
take
You know that
the
from their
program,
design.
but-
So to force them in the mine may require the kind of firepower that will disarm them, like disarming the medical droid. That said, there are 7 unopened restraining bolts, and I have an 8th restraining bolt on me. Now, do restraining bolts immediately shut droids down?
No, they just provide you the ability to turn them off with a push of the controller.
So, if 6 of us get close enough to these bots, we could attach restraining bolts to them, particularly the EV droid.
EV droid should already have one on him. Does the EV droid actually have one on him?
He does not.
So none of the ones that we've seen have got restraining bolts.
Because there's 4 opened restraining bolts that were missing, I believe.
There's 3 that you're missing. You found one because it was on the supervisor droid.
Right, okay. Which supervisor droid?
The one
was-
you found in the overseer's room.
The one that we
The friendly
reactivated.
one.
Ah, I see. Yep. Alright. Yeah, okay, so 3 missing, 1 on the overseer droid, which was in the the administrator's room. 7 left, plus mine, equals 8. And I believe Khalid has 1 in his gear.
No, I had 3.
You might have 3. I'm going off my memory. If you've got your gear recorded as 3 restraining bolts, then you've got 3. So, yeah, 6 of us. I say surround the droids, apply restraining bolts to as many droids as we can. Ionization blaster as backup. So maybe one of us with the ionization blaster, and then the other 5 get restraining bolts on. That is the only way to get these droids forcibly under control, if that's what we want to do.
I normally don't advocate for violence, but in this instance, I don't think we've got a choice.
This is the least violent way with the restraining bolts. The ionization blaster and the ionization grenades I've got are the violent way.
Again, I don't think we have
We
a
could
choice.
also
So
reason
I
with
agree
them.
with your course of action.
Thermal detonator.
We could also reason with them and tell them either they allow us to put the restraining bolts on, or they get blasted with the ionization blaster and the grenades. That is the other thing we can do, rather than trying to put it on. So I will front up and say to the...
Can I have the hollow
Yeah, I could play.
Yep.
imaging?
Yep. Oh, sorry.
So
I'll
I
give you...
take it
Hmm?
and I wave across.
Oh, hello again. I see you're back again.
I do, and I have the press the button. I play it for him.
He goes, how unfortunate. Seems to have changed many hands.
Yes.
Nature of hearts and gambling.
Turn it off. Yes.
Are you sure they haven't sold your services by the time you've come here?
Yes.
You know they don't actually have to own you to sell your services.
True.
Knowing that these droids are completely messing with us,
Now I move away and I stand behind my glorious leader.
I will say,
I have a plate of armor now.
Yeah, I'll be next to her.
God, I'm so tempted to pull out a lightsaber, but I don't know if that would mean anything to these droids.
Yeah, let me restrain you.
So,
Yeah.
so is this a negotiation check?
Not just yet. It might turn into one. We'll let Martin determine. I will say I'm aware that we're being lied to by all of these droids because I have information that I absolutely know is contradictory to this apparent virus. I found
What virus is it?
6 murdered.
Is there a Dan
Organics?
from the other room?
Is there...
A Dan from the other room? You're not playing them. You're not keeping up the thing. It's getting curses from the
no,
R2
sorry.
unit.
If I could start that differently, so I'll say I am there. I am employed by Sinestro, as you can see. He's taken ownership of this mine. We've been sent here to assess and find out what this mine needs to run. I have a good understanding of what's been going on here. I understand that the droids are being grossly abused and mistreated and undersupplied.
Because most droids here have a very low view of organics' ability to maintain and operate rationally.
That is understandable.
I believe the R2 unit believes that there is something in the water that is making them mad. It has no corroborating evidence.
I understand all of this.
Well, there's no other logical reason as far as the R2 unit for everyone acting out of character.
There are a lot of actual logical reasons. However, I'm not here to debate what's going on. I'm here to
That's a shame he hasn't had a good debate in ages.
perhaps at a more appropriate time. I'm here to get this operation under control and back up and running, and to ensure that it is properly supplied and properly maintained.
It's just about time because the previous crew were rather sloppy.
Sloppy does not make money, and Sinestro is not interested in losing money. So I can assure you, in the interest of his own greed, he will properly outfit this mine. Do I get any insight as to whether or not this droid is messing with me?
Well, he doesn't appear to be lying to you. He is giving you enough information to say that the droid in the other room may or may not be lying. He doesn't know. And it does appear to be intelligent and cunning enough to respond to you in a positive way.
Even though it may actually be working against me.
It doesn't appear to be actively working against you and giving you no sign of hostility or trying to talk you into something you don't want to do.
Under the current circumstances where we've had two droids mislead us and spend a lot of our time following false leads, I am not in a position to easily trust the sources of information I currently have.
Would you like me to lead the droid into loading supplies onto the supply ship so you can take goods to your benefactor? I'm sure they would be overjoyed to receive a fresh shipment of ore.
They would definitely be overjoyed to see a fresh shipment of oil ore, but at this stage, my priority is solving the murders of the 6 organics here.
They are happy to get out of your way while you solve the murders and start loading the cargo freighter, because they were waiting for authorization to load the freighter.
Where is the pilot?
But person speaking out loud.
Mm-hmm.
If we can't trust what they're saying, how can we trust what they're putting on the
Oh
ship?
yeah, no, we definitely
that
don't
goes
trust
without
what
That was just
Good call.
big dart at
you
the
didn't
board.
you didn't have to put your hand up because I was just about to say at this I was finding a diplomatic way to say not just yet.
Yeah, that was a
Now
person
it's
speaking, not a
gotten
player.
to the non-diplomatic thing. Until I can validate that there is nothing to sabotage my ship, nothing is going on my ship.
It says there is a ship on Pad B used for transporting goods. It can load that ship.
Is that ship even operational?
It is currently operational.
Speaking of that ship, where is the pilot?
It does not have that information. As I believe the Overseer had last spoken to him.
So we should probably
You are now the pilot.
scout out that ship and see is it absolutely empty? Are there 4 more bodies there? Is one of them the Overseer? 5 now because we've added the Overseer. If that's a real person, rather than being in the mines, they might be on that ship. So while I stay here, send 2 people to go up to check out the ship. I think maybe send someone who can do computers mechanics in case there's needs to break into the ship, so probably Broom, and someone with a gun. So Kayana, Ash, or Khalid. I think I might keep Ash close to me for now because there are a lot more droids here. So Ash or Khalid. Khalid speaks binary. This EV seems to speak common. So
Yeah,
if
but I can
maybe
also order him to shut down and other fancy things like that too.
so maybe you stay here and Kayana and Broom go up and check out the ship.
Also take your scanner because remember we were told that
Yep.
that ship is probably going to be radioactive.
Yeah, be careful.
Yep.
I'm okay with that, yeah.
I'm not sending Garm up because
You'll
If
need,
there's
I've got none of the
you'll need to
skills.
see if
If
it
there's
actually would
combat.
need if a droid can pilot it, not a.
I've got none of the skills necessary.
and you've got the talkie talk as well.
You seem to be doing a great job.
So if GM's happy, cut to
Okay. So,
Broom and Kayana checking out the ship.
Broom and Kiana, as you get to the ship, it is not locked and the hatch is down. It's much the pad itself is much like the one you arrived on, and it has a small freighter parked on the opposite side of the landing pad, and a pile of crates nearby ready to transport off-world. You do see a blood trail on the ground.
Yeah,
Yep.
I see that. My suspicions are correct.
I'll go investigate that.
Before we, excuse me.
I was gonna say,
Before we
keeping
go,
next to him. Yeah.
yeah, before we go in to investigate, I'm going to use the scanner to check for radiation / contaminants.
That would be a computer use check.
A computer's check. So 4 yellow, 2 green.
I believe, Martin, you said our suits protect us from the radiation.
It can, yes, but not
Oh,
not by a huge amount.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's alright. I was like getting those out of the way. 4 yellow, 2 green.
It's designed more of standard
Versus-
levels of radiation and things like that. And what radiation you'll get in space, not concentrated radiation from playing around.
Versus-
with
Sorry,
plutonium and
versus
things
2
like that.
purple.
2 purple.
Which reminds me, Ash, why we need the droids. Most organics would die here.
Stuff. Lots
Here
of
we
stuff.
go. So that is lots of successes and 1 threat, I believe.
I'm hoping the radiation's not so high that...
Okay, as you're scanning, you're picking up atmospheric radiation. Some radiation coming from the ore, but not a huge amount. And you do find the remains of a Sullustan who appears to have been,
Shot in the back?
well, shot in the chest in the front.
Oh, okay.
That's
a change.
Other than the
And you do find a what looks to be, following the blood trail, a miner with a mining drill in his hands. Looks as if he has been sliced open, not shot by a blaster.
Does he have a name tag on him?
He does have a name tag on him, RYUN.
so the miner is a humanoid,
It is a human.
right?
Okay, so that's... yeah.
Other than the corpse and the
Other corpse.
and the miner, because I can't remember what the other thing was, but the
Sullustan.
corpse and the miner.
Celestin, yeah.
Are there any? Am I able to see or with the scanner? Am I able to pick up any other forms of life?
No
on the
forms
ship?
of life, but the ship does seem to be in working condition.
Right.
It does look like it is. So you know how you've built a ship?
Mm.
Imagine if someone had gotten a pair of container crates, welded engines and a cockpit to it.
Yep.
And said, "This is my ship."
Yep.
Straight by
can-
Jawas.
Can I
That would actually be an upgrade.
can I see if there are any droids on the ship?
There are no droids, but it does have droid ports. It has you can see it's got a class 5 hyperdrive that looks like it was designed for a ship twice its size.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Kayana, I think.
But it also
Base-
looked like the hyperdrive is maybe 1,000 years old.
Right. Based on that, according to the scanner, it looks, inverted commas, okay to go in on board.
You believe you could have put this together in high school?
Yeah. But no, as in from the radiation readouts and stuff, it looks like it should be okay for us to go on board. Just don't take off your helmet, just in case. All right, so go on the ship.
Yeah, you keep finding faults in its manufacturing. It's going to be a flying brick is giving it more justice than you believe it deserves.
Yep.
In atmosphere, it's going to be buffeted about all over the place. So it would have been really hard to get up and out of this place and back again.
It's a combi van with wings.
So basically, it's just more designed for space only.
It will require a very good pilot to get this up and down in this
Hey,
atmosphere.
guess who's piloting it? Because it needs to be a very good pilot.
But it does look as if it's a very basic spacecraft.
Yeah.
You would be lucky to be able to sell this thing.
No.
Scrap.
Well,
Spare parts.
you could sell it to a non-spacefaring civilization.
Ah.
But any spacefaring civilization would laugh.
So you said there was the miner who has a mining
He has a drill.
Drill.
For,
Thank you.
energy drill for cutting its way through rock and
there's no traces of blood on the mining drill. It isn't the thing that's
it's not the thing that sliced him.
right. Okay.
And
Cool.
by the looks of things, it wasn't an energy weapon that cut him.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Someone used a sharp blade.
Right. Can we use our
Headsets? To
Headsets.
talk? Yep.
Cool.
You can even send pictures.
Yep. So I'll comms back and say the ship out here doesn't appear to have any serious radiation on it. There's a few little minor blips, but nothing to be concerned about. There's 2 corpses. What was the first thing?
Celestin.
Celestin
Yeah.
and a miner with a mining drill.
If you want to know what they look like, it's Lando's co-pilot out of
Return of
Return
the
of the Jedi.
Yep. And this ship is effectively a combi van welded to
An engine.
a big bin skip with wings.
So we're not flying in it anytime soon. We'd probably take the ore on our ship or send a ship.
Well,
back for
technically,
ore.
if you had a decent pilot, you can take both ships up, taking more, two loads of shipments. It can carry more than yours.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yep.
Why would you take ore?
Question.
The ore is worth a lot of money, and
Yeah,
if
yeah.
we
Mining
bring it
drill.
back,
Mm-hmm.
Why would
Is
you
it
take
like a
ore
laser
and not ingots?
drill?
It
can't
is
refine
because it
Then why
is
is
used
there-
for
why is there a
cutting through rock.
refinery with ingots?
Would that be the weapon that was used against the Trandoshan?
It may have, but you had video showing it was a blast, not a beam.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Yep. So that
Garms made a
so-
good point.
Yep.
Head honcho, that's our report.
Why would you be loading this unrefined ore onto a ship if you have a refinery here?
Do they actually have a
Why
refinery?
would you not refine it into ingots? I asked the EV droid after Garm.
No,
makes the
it
point
says
to me.
timing. If you want stuff straight away, then you can refine it off-world. You take it now, refine it wherever. Some people want to refine it themselves because they want to mix the metals with other things to produce different results.
Do you normally send it unrefined?
We normally send refined and unrefined, it says.
How long does it take to refine?
Depends on the person.
How long does it take to refine here?
None of the droids are rated for refinery.
Yes, but how long does it take?
He does not know. It leaves that to the organics.
Which are all dead. So that'd be a reason why we might take unrefined.
It says there are still some in the mine.
Because I'm presuming everyone's dead at this rate, even though 8 of 10 have been found. 11 if you count Moray. We've only got 2 to 3 of them alive at this stage. If they are alive, I don't know that they'll be able to do all the refining. If we want to go back to Sinestro with something, because we don't have his credits and all that, we might consider it. But at this stage, I think this planet's a total loss. Do I need to do like analytic, like when you're analysing if this is a total loss, and it's better to report back to Sinestro about that? Do I have the analytical ability to figure that out?
I'm an analyst.
You could. It's just that you would want to confirm instead of assume.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to make the assumption just yet. I still want to find the other two
Where's the refined ore?
bodies.
It says all the refined ore is on the landing pad, ready for transport.
And before I forget, why are you creating this structure here?
This is to assist if there was a radiation incident, to basically seal the mine until further notice.
Alright.
Last instruction from the supervisor before heading down.
Once I've asked those questions, I'll report back to Brum Brum and Kayana. As long as you're sure you've checked the entire ship and you can't find any other signs of our 2 to 3 missing
You
people,
do note the ship has no logs. They've all been deleted.
return to us here.
We haven't checked the ship. All we've done so far is just scanned and looked inside and saw Corpse A and Corpse B.
Right. Well, finish checking the ship, because there's at least 2, if not 3 more organics that are missing.
There's the cockpit and the cargo hold. Very easy to check.
Yep.
Okay. Return here once you've done that.
Yep.
Apparently the refresher is the airlock.
Yeah. Kayana, I suggest we check the cargo hold first.
Look, you've already checked it.
Oh.
Going in, it was checking it.
Right,
You can see the cockpit from the cargo hold.
Okay. Alright, so we've checked that, and there's no other things of concern, and the cockpit looks like any other standard cockpit. So
this puts us back at the decision of we've got 3 more bodies to find.
let's go into the mine.
Some of us will stay here and keep a watch on the droids. I don't want to drag the droids into the mine with me. I don't want to necessarily deal with uncooperative, or I don't want to have to monitor 10 B droids and the EV.
We're not going to leave them behind, though, are we?
No, we're going to leave people here to deal with them.
Again,
With I don't think the EV droid would know the answer to this, but as there's like the carts that go down into the mine, how deep does it go? How long does it take to get to like the first cavern within the mine? Is a good question.
From what he heard from the overseer, it's about 10 minutes walking to reach the staging area.
10 minutes walking.
Okay.
EV droid, what's the EV's number again? Sorry, EV8D3.
Yeah.
your ship has got security.
As you've
just
mentioned a
doesn't
number of times, the overseer's been
So
in
stop
the
people from
mine and
stealing
has
it?
returned. Will you accompany me to go see if he's okay?
He would, but he has not. He's not authorized to enter the
I
mine.
don't know.
I
If we're
can
in my
authorize
ship
you under my management
the clan
role
ship.
given to me by Celestri.
The
I can't
droids
remember.
have been all
What
programmed
we
not to
came
enter the mine
with.
for
Okay.
any reason.
Would you allow my droid mechanic here to update your processes and programming to allow you that freedom?
He does look at him and says, but that would then override the directives of the mine, where no droids were permitted to enter the mine.
We would just be updating your directive to accompany a manager like myself into the mine to see to the safety of either of miners that have gone missing.
It has no knowledge of anything inside the mine. He says.
I simply as the most experienced being left here, and myself being inexperienced, I wish you to accompany me so that I have your knowledge, and so that I'm also assured that the other droids will not take it into their minds to carry out their uncorroborated theories about why the organics aren't doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay, he does think for a little bit about that, and it does not wish to be reprogrammed.
My only other choice under these circumstances, from my perspective, is to request that I can temporarily put restraining bolts on the droids.
It will consent to a restraining bolt over reprogramming.
Let's hand out restraining bolts.
Which restraining bolts are you using?
Well, I've got 7 unopened ones. I've got...
7 unopened. Are they
Our
yours or are they...
That's in the workroom,
Okay,
and
so...
they're unopened.
Okay,
Then I've got one of mine. Coloured
Yes.
has 3.
okay,
So that's enough to cover the droids that are in this area.
okay. Can I suggest that you use yours
And not theirs.
and not theirs?
We've only got 4.
That's fine, but use yours on the people or the droids that matter,
Okay.
and all the rest can have the other ones. Because you
Yeah.
know yours work,
Yeah,
but you
no,
don't
that's-
know that theirs work.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that.
Cool.
That was going to be my plan anyway. My restraining bolt was going on the EV droid.
Awesome.
Okay, so
Because it seems to be the smartest one.
Just quickly, while you're on the landing pad for the other ship, can you have a look at the crates that are near the ship, just to see what's in them?
Yep.
it does have the iridium ingots in it.
How many? Just
They're ingots, are they?
The ones on the...
how many-
he did say the refined ones were on
How
the
many
platform.
crates are there?
also scared for any power signatures.
Because that would be
we
worth
don't want to bomb on it.
taking.
I would say maybe about 6 to 12.
6 to 12 ingots.
Crates.
How many ingots per crate?
Probably about maybe
100?
20 ingots per crate.
Okay, total value,
You're probably looking at...
being that I generally have a good idea
I
about
would
that
say
sort of
it'd
stuff.
be maybe about 20 to 50,000.
Nowhere
Crates.
near enough
Yeah.
of what Sinestru's expecting, but
Generally, they double in price with each handling.
But better than 0.
yeah, much better than 0.
Whereas a full refinery would be able to get better quality than a... I've gotten basic impurities out. I've put it into an ingot. It's
Yeah.
ready to go somewhere
Yeah,
else.
Yeah.
It needs to go to a better refinery.
So, player question,
Okay.
which you may or may not be able to answer, and I'm happy if you can't.
Mm-hmm.
I presume the whole part of this mission is to find all of the dead bodies, all of the bodies. Right, so we can't leave without doing that, and that means going into the mines.
And
Just checking I'm not taking us on a wild, useless run down into the mines that we don't have to do.
plus, you can also jump on one of the carts to speed up time.
Yeah, I was going to jump on one of the carts.
So what would be 10 minutes would not be 10 minutes on a cart.
So before we decide who's going to stay and keep an eye on these droids with their restraining bolts, who has enough knowledge to operate the carts?
That would be anyone with piloting planetary.
Okay, so that's fine.
Quite a few people.
We can
So,
still
I
have the EV droid follow us. I can order it.
If it is against its programming, it would either shut down or destroy it. So telling something to act against what it's been told to do
Can I use
is...
like command override?
Again, it's not guaranteed to work. It may be guaranteed to fry it.
So if I leave Ash with you and his really big gun, and if I leave my ionization blaster in your hands, push the trigger, point and push, droid go bye-bye, are you happy to stay here with Ash and maybe one of the other? Well, three
Ash
of
and
us-
I could probably manage what's going on.
Yep.
But can I, like, you going on this sled thing? Why don't you use your restraining bolts to turn off all of the?
You can literally turn off all the droids.
Yeah,
Turn them
no.
all off. Turn them all off.
That's the plan, but
Yes.
I don't know if another droid's going to come along.
That's great. Yes.
And turn them all back on, and that's why I want to leave some
yes,
people
and
behind.
I'm happy to stand here with your ion blaster.
Oh no, my plan is to turn them off
Yes.
because I don't want to leave them on. They could
Good.
talk you into something you don't want to do.
Okay. The R2 droid.
Restraining bolt.
Cool.
One of Khaled's.
And what about the heavy lifter?
Has anyone spoken to it?
No.
No, but you do have enough
Is
restraining
it
bolts for
the-
the B droids, the 3 lifters, the R2, and the.
I'm trying to determine which are the most dangerous droids for the 4
Well,
hour bolts.
from what you see, the easiest ones to harm you would be the load lifters, who are
Yep.
the stupidest droids.
Yeah, so one of ours for the EV, one of ours for the R2, and then what's left for the heavy lifters, and then the unopened ones for the rest.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's that.
Okay.
How many haulers were there? Just one or 2?
There were 2 holders that you
Two,
can get
okay.
on, as
Yeah.
well as the lifter droids.
Okay, alright.
Okay, so.
So the lifted droids are droids.
I'm trying to work out
Yeah.
why isn't there any mining droids?
They have stated on multiple
droids aren't allowed
occasions
to
that the
go in the
droids
mine.
weren't allowed into the mine.
So the lifted
Yeah.
droids have restraining bolts as well.
If you put them on them, yes.
Yeah, we're putting restraining bolts
Okay.
on everything that's...
So everything now has a restraining bolt. Okay.
The only droids in this operation that don't have a restraining bolt
Mm-hmm.
is the chef one.
And the cleaning one that Ash hasn't
And,
told
and the
anyone
one
about.
that's cleaning the
And our
The
buddy,
cleaning one is secretly the genius
our
behind
buddy.
everything.
the one that we finished left.
he's got a restraining bolt on him,
Okay.
but that's one of the unopened, one of
Cool.
the opened ones that was missing.
Cool.
What was the reason for no droids to go down the mine shaft?
That would have been.
It
from
says
the previous owner.
radiation. Radiation damage would corrupt the droid to the point of shutdown.
Okay, you 3 are staying here at the moment.
It's good that you ask, because, yeah.
And that's where I'm going to measure the radiation
So
levels.
you're happy here with just Ash? You don't want a second person? I was going to leave you 2 and then take...
Even though pit droids are
She would
supposed to be...
If you want to leave me too, I'm happy to have 2.
They're
Just in
supposed
case
to go
more
into
droids come
reactors
in.
and clean the damn
Yeah,
things.
Yes, but not while it's running.
So
There's
I
still
was thinking,
residue radiation.
since we're unlikely to need binary, leaving Carla with you and taking Kayana and Brum Brum with me.
Sure.
So they would need heavy duty mining droids.
If
So-
they would work. Not always guaranteed.
So the split is Garm, Ash, and Khalid. And then I'll take Brum Brum and Kayana.
I feel very safe.
And I've left my ionization blaster with Garm.
You've got your red stick.
And I'm going to leave one of my ionization grenades. I'm thinking maybe also with Garm. Because I trust his judgment about using it. Kind of. I'm a little bit worried about how anxious he is around the droids. But Ash will have a gun that he's got to hold with 2 hands. He won't be able to throw a grenade. You should already have grenades on you.
Yeah, but mine's not ion.
Oh, you don't have one? Okay.
No, I don't have ion grenades.
Alright, so
I've got stuff designed to
I will
destroy things.
I will
not to
give
stun.
you
Oh, and stun grenades,
one
which I
of
don't
my
do much.
So I'm
Yeah.
giving you, for now, one of the ionisation grenades to only use if you absolutely have to use it. Garm's got the gun. I've got one ionisation
Because you
grenade.
seem to be liking explosives. I don't
Is
know
it
why
one or
you
is it
wouldn't
two?
want the
Actually,
grenades.
it's two.
It's just smarter for you to have them. Because I'm terrible. I'm terrible
Lead
at
is
shooting, I'm
two.
terrible at grenades, I'm terrible at anything combat-wise.
Well, hey, with an ionization thing, you can just go tick, set off.
Yeah, you set it off on your position.
Yeah.
You'll just feel pins and needles.
So you run over
Okay,
them.
so that leaves me
Click.
with one him, two on me, gun on him.
Okay, as you
Sorry. You
So
turn them off,
Rob's going down.
you turn the... and
Yeah.
So they all go... And they
Scan,
turn off.
scan for the
Yeah.
radiation
Alright.
levels.
Can I suggest, just for shits and giggles,
Suggest whatever you like. I'm open to
for shits and
suggestions.
giggles, take the droid with you.
Can we take the turned off droid with me?
Why can't they? Why wouldn't
you can pick it up and put it in the cart.
Yeah.
Is there... I just want to know what the logic is.
What? As in why you can't
I've got a
take droid?
gut feeling.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
as you're going along, because they've raised radiation as being possibly an issue.
The issue
All right.
that I've got.
So as you're going, just keep an eye on the radiation.
Yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
scanner.
All right.
That's why I need at least two people with me.
Yep.
I
If
need
it
one
does get to
scan.
the point where potentially it is damaging to it, my suggestion then is just chuck it off and then as you come back, you just pick it back up again and bring it back. But if you can take it all the way with you,
Then they're lying.
I think they're lying regardless.
Yeah, no, I think they're lying regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've decided all organics are arseholes because they've been treated so badly, and they want control of this mine themselves.
Okay.
Which I don't blame them for.
Let me. I'm going to tell you my theory. I turn
Yeah.
the gun as high as it'll go, and I point it at the leader, his head.
Mm.
I go, let me tell you what my theory is. All right. As we hopefully already know, these guys killed off all the humans.
Oh yeah.
All right. Whether it's right or wrong, that's not for me to say.
No.
But that's what's occurred.
Yeah.
All right. We saw the little speeder, cloud car running around blowing up the.
Yeah.
All right. I couldn't work out why the robots would do that. All right. That
But a
didn't-
human might do that to protect them from the robots.
Well, no, because then they're dead. All
Yeah.
right. But if the mine had a catastrophic accident,
Right.
the robots flew off with all the money plus
Yeah.
the money in the safe.
Yeah.
They could then potentially start themselves somewhere else.
Somewhere else. Yeah.
All right. They've got the ship.
Making a bid for freedom. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So, effectively.
Because why work for paid money even in, good employment if you can be free and just do whatever the hell you like?
Yes.
Because...
So effectively, I think that's what was going on.
Yeah, no, I think if they wanted to get this mine back up and going, they'd have to completely replace the current droid population.
Yeah. No. Biological's going to come back and go, yeah, let's work with more murderous droids.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
No.
But I'm not telling any of them that because that'll just give them incentive to kill me. At the same time,
Yes.
there might be data on these droids that we need to run the mine.
Yes.
And so we need to keep them compliant and we need to keep them in a state where we can get that data off them if we need to.
Yep.
And that's the only reason I'm preserving them at this stage.
There are other things I could say, but my character doesn't know about
Mhm.
those things that lead to the things that I could be thinking about.
Yeah,
Because
no, that's
nobody's-
okay.
nobody's
No,
mentioned
I absolutely agree. I'm happy to stick the EV droid. Should we stick any droid though in there
Yes.
rather than the EV droid? Because
No.
the EV droid will have the most valuable data.
Yes.
So we'll just take a droid.
No. Take the EV droid.
Okay, alright.
You want to take leadership with
Yeah.
you, with the hopes that will then mean that he's not going to be able to blow the place up. He potentially will be the guy who actually pilots that ship.
Mm.
So effectively,
Yeah, if other droids come, then they don't have access to the leader droid.
Now, just between you, everybody here, any droid walks through that door, I'm not even going to bother start talking to him. I'm just going to start shooting him.
Yeah,
Right?
well,
Because they are not here to do good things.
no,
All right?
they won't
Just
be.
so you understand that.
And they'll try and talk you around that,
Well, I'm sure
which
they will.
is
Pew,
why
pew, pew,
you
pew, pew.
have the gun.
Cool. So, now that we're all on the same page, I hope.
Yeah.
And what was Carl again to say?
Okay,
that's what Carl-
if the radiation is going to affect the droid, it would actually affect us before the droid, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
There is radiation that will only shut down electronics,
Okay.
So
like your arm.
Well, that's another reason why. If it does happen, not to go. That means that Kayana shouldn't go down there as well.
because of the arm.
That's if
Okay.
what radiation would cause that.
I think they're lying.
Ionization radiation.
So we'll be able to pick that up from here.
That was Mark just saying that he's
Ionizing radiation is like gammas and gamma rays.
Oh,
see you, Mark.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's a bit
yeah, I
more
was gonna say we
electronic,
might have to
the-
bring Mark
the
with
other-
us
the
then,
scanners
because
will be able to pick it up quite
he's
quickly.
the only
Yes.
one that doesn't
Yeah,
have a
and you're quite right.
bionic,
Anything that affects electronics is going to kill you before
droid
it
arm.
does electronics over. so-
Do we have to worry, do you think, about the droid arm?
Well,
It just wouldn't work for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. So I'll give
and
you the...
particularly if that's their pew pew arm, then
I
that's
think
going to
that
be
I think that is going to keep you.
I'll give
potentially
you the
problematic.
scanner,
Mhm.
because you'll be the best...
The thing is, you'll be picking it up if it is
Skill
ion
to
stuff.
use it.
You'll be picking it up way before it's kind of had an
Carlin's
effect on
already
you.
got his own scanner, so he's staying with Broom Broom, so
Actually, I'm going to have a
they
quick
can monitor
scan around
things
the area.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Do we
Looking
want to have a
for-
quick
looking for
scan
anything
before we
that's,
head off?
Give me a computer.
Okay, that's 2 yellow, 3 green.
He needs another green.
I was going to say, you were very conspiracy theory, so I get... I think the conspiracy theory in this case is correct.
Sorry?
I said, you were...
I think the hut got gypped
very-
on this.
I said conspiracy
Okay,
theory, but I
so
meant to
4
say
purple
anxious.
is your difficulty.
And I think the theory is correct in this case. Something's been up from the start with the droids.
Okay, I got a triumph, but I don't think that was.
And I think the clue that one miner has a knife cut or a blade cut through him is an indicator of who did it. But my brain can't
So that is a
remember
success, a
enough
triumph,
information
and a
to
threat.
figure that part
So
out.
looking at it, you can pick up ionization, radiation coming from the mine,
Oh,
Okay,
possibly.
and
It's
you
moving
do
around
believe it
inside
would be
the-
enough
Why
to
was
shut
he-
down any droid
why
that's
would
not
he be on
shielded against
ship?
ionization.
okay.
Very
Unless
few
it's just
droids
his
are.
body was moved.
Wasn't
For
on
the,
ship.
for the main
It was
reason of you
out-
can't shut them
outside
down
of the ship.
The platform,
if they are
yeah.
protected against
But
it.
why would the ship
So,
be
in
out
other
there?
words, those nasty little assassin droids that we've got probably would fit because they were designed, they're full-blown combat droids.
They're not necessarily
Or
protected against
what about
it
the ones
either.
that we actually were fighting against that we ended up to fire out the airlock and throw bloody...
Again,
heavy
they may
grenades?
just must have had decent shielding, not necessarily protected against it.
Yeah, you don't need to take the EV robot droid. He's telling the truth.
Oh, really?
Yeah?
Yeah. yeah. I'll probably get halfway there before my arm will stop working.
You'd probably maybe in about half a K your arm will be dead and need to be replaced.
Yep, okay, so
Well,
we
a
need
10-minute
to leave
walk, that's about a
Kayana here
kilometre.
So
and swap
Kayana and Carlin stay here.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
me, Ash, and
Me.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
How radioactive resistance are Ugnaughts?
Okay.
Fairly resistant.
It's annoying
Okay.
that they keep mixing in the truth with the lies,
That's the best way to confuse us.
isn't it?
Oh well, I've worked out who's great for mining this.
Okay,
People.
so jumping
Ugnaughts.
in the car, you make it down about a kilometre till you
From
come
City.
up to what
Little
appears.
first guys.
Sorry. Just try not to overtalk people. So travelling down the mine, you come up to what appears to be the staging ground with an area lit and set off to the side. and you can hear people calling out, identify yourself or get shot.
Which people are these sounding like organics?
Yes, it sounds like people, not droids.
I respond that. Did you want to respond?
What I was going to do is, you respond, but while you're responding, I'm going to very quickly scan for radiation.
Yep.
And see whether it's getting worse or staying the same. So do I need?
You turn on your scanner and you hear a popping noise, and and your scanner goes dark.
So we need to get these guys and get out.
Yep.
I call out. My name is.
It seems to be anti-technology sort of radiation, so not anti-organic.
So I'll say my name is Thea.
Mm-hmm.
I've been engaged by the new management. We found the other murdered humans. We're here to rescue you.
Okay. You see two sticking their heads out of the door. One's a human, one's a Rhodian, with small baby blasters, the holdout blasters. Looking at you and put their hands up with the not intending to shoot you, just making sure you're not droids.
And to further confirm that I'm legit, I'll say, are you Seamus and Muran? They're the last two names I've got aside from Ori.
No. You'd already been told that. And I gave you the names of the people sticking their heads out.
Okay. What were the names?
Marv and Bonda, because Bonda was the Rhodian.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't have.
They were not on that original list.
Okay, all right. Yep. Okay. So we've got Marv.
Basically, they. So to put it frankly, the droids had doctored everything inside the place.
Yeah.
Marv and Bundu?
Bonda. Bonda is the Radiant and Marv is the Overseer.
Okay. Yeah, no, I know.
Marv.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got the Rodian. Okay. So we'll travel down there and say, look, the radiation's really high, we need to get out of here.
That's it. It keeps the droids away.
Okay. What about killing us?
It's not lethal to organics. It's only lethal to circuitry.
Okay, well, either way, I don't want to live down here for the rest of my life. I presume you guys don't either.
Have you dealt with the droids?
They've all got restraining bolts on and being turned off at the moment.
You'd be very suspicious of some of them because he's sure that they have worked on themselves to bypass that.
Well, that's why I've got half of my team up there with ionization guns and grenades.
Okay. He does tell you that they entered the mine a day ago, and they had a comms from Rika saying that the droids had gone crazy and were shooting everyone.
A comms from who?
Rika, the one you found in the workshop.
Yep. I thought it was Raka. So it comes from Rika saying they've gone crazy.
Yeah, and then they heard the alarms on the PA saying that the shielding was being taken down, which would kill organic life in the mine.
So Garm was right.
So if the droids had managed to take that out, then they could freely leave at their
Thought
own
it was
pace.
a droid on that cloud speeder.
Could be a B1.
Okay.
And they're asking if you could help them in any way. Basically, disarming the droids would be a help.
My only question is can we ionization them all?
Well, if you've disabled them, that should be enough, and you could just reprogram.
Okay. I will.
Factory reset.
We will do exactly that as soon as we get back. basically jump in. We will head back, and we'll work our way through all those droids and reprogram them.
And they do have another 10 miners with them.
Okay. Do we have enough carts with us, or do we need to get more?
Look at it this way, they're 10 minutes walk back.
Okay.
So it's not that hard for them to walk back even if they don't.
Okay. Yeah. So follow us. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so...
And then when I get back, I give Khalid the best news he's had all day and tell him he can reprogram all the droids.
I'm actually going to work out if it's because of degradation, because of lack of maintenance.
No, just
as well.
Just reprogram them.
They do look like they haven't been well maintained, so they did use a lot of truth with lies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's enough truth in there to make you suspicious and to hold up against investigation. Okay, so you find out that the safe has 165,000 credits in it.
Cha-ching!
And
No, that's to buy supplies.
and each miner is owed 2,000 of that for their work.
Okay, there's what was it, 24,000 gone.
And you also...
Oh no, 2,000.
2,000 each.
So there's 12 of them left, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. 24.
And that there are supplies that they need to purchase, which adds up to about 10,000. Plus, if any of the droids were lost, that would be 4,000 per droid.
I'll patch up the medical droid.
Yeah. I think the only droid that's being lost was the spider droid out front.
And the one on the cloud car.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the one on the cloud car.
And replacement airspeed is going to set them back 30,000.
Not much we can do about that.
Well, we can leave them that much money behind instead of taking that with us to Sinestru. Because Sinestru said we need to do what it takes to keep the mine going.
Well, we've got the ingots and things like that.
Yeah, we can also load the ingots and take that back as well.
They also need a better freighter than that piece of crap.
And technically, that's less than the 65,000. You've got over 100,000.
We got 165k, you said, I think.
Yeah, 165, yes.
Plus, we've got 60 odd ingots.
Yeah, 50-odd thousand in ingots, whatever the hell that's worth.
Ingots.
Yeah, 50,000.
I thought that was per crate, wasn't it?
No, total.
In total.
Oh, okay. So
Because they're not
Well,
refined ingots.
I'm
They're
sure.
just ingots.
I'm sure my character knows a guy.
Yeah.
See if I can't sell it for some sort of profit.
Okay, so yes, you could probably also spend some of that to replace the shield generators.
Yeah, I think that's probably not a bad idea.
And if you spend 65 on the shield generators and the crew and upgrading their stuff, paying them, upgrading their stuff, and leaving them that amount.
and also upgrading the droids and having them regularly maintained, because I think that's the reason why they went psycho, is due to the fact that they weren't being maintained.
Yeah.
So technically, the supervisor droid, the EV droid, went and reprogrammed them all. So
Yeah.
What were the EV droids designed for in the first place?
they were designed to inspire people and droids to get their work done by overseeing them. They were a droid wrangler.
Yeah, but okay, I can see why they could end up
Certainly
becoming
wrangled
psychotic
droids.
and
Bullying, masochistic, yeah.
Well, they were designed to meet organic expectation in dealing with logical matters.
And since most humans are racist
So,
pieces of garbage.
sorry.
No,
I couldn't see that you were still talking. You
No,
were
yeah.
talking just in the low register.
I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I absolutely understand about the garbage element. I was just confirming it was 24k owed to the miners, 30k for the speeder, 8k for the 2 destroyed droids, and we needed to replace the shields. And you said if of the 165k we used
65k to pay for all the
65 to do all
expenses.
that.
Any left over could be used to upgrade things.
Then use the 100k to upgrade
Well,
and
the 100k to pay the hut,
yeah, so
because that's what he wanted.
yeah. So 65k to
And worst case, you just keep the miners on their schedule to continue
Yeah.
delivering their ingots to wherever they deliver it, and money will keep rolling in.
just need to find them a new regular pilot or get them a ship that's actually shielded against the radiation so
Well, we
that they
did-
don't go through pilots.
Well, we did have one. Unfortunately, we sold it.
Yeah, we could always get Sinestro to sort that out, you know. The reports of Sinestro basically say if you want this place to make money,
You have to spend
this is
money.
what you need to do.
So you were able to figure out that the administrator droid had been lied to by the medical droid, and that the Celestin was not actually irradiated, and the ship had sufficient shielding to keep a organic alive.
Oh, okay, alright, well there you go.
Just, again, there were lies mixed in with the truth.
Yeah.
And
So-
it was the medical droid who sliced open the miner.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, no, I didn't. I
Well,
got
they
it
couldn't
wrong.
really move.
No, you
if you're
actually
close enough, they can cut you open.
you actually had it pretty close.
But the miner
Because
is
they
actually-
were trying to destroy
Oh,
the
it's all the
shields to
way.
get rid of organics.
That's a crawled away.
Yeah.
That was a part of your thing.
Well, once you got out of
EV
reach of it, it couldn't follow you.
was
Yeah.
responsible for that side.
So basically, we had the psychopathic medical droid and the overseer droid.
And the R2.
R2. Well,
He was the ringleader.
So the
He was the
R2
most intelligent of the lot.
Yeah.
And the pilot.
He was the pilot.
Astromechs are pilots.
So it was the pilot on the
It
Celestins.
was going to fly them all out.
yeah, I assumed
Right.
that because when
See-
you mentioned that there was a docking for the droid. Okay, yeah, that's how we done it.
How did Garm know all of that? though?
He suspected.
Oh, we
Conspiracy theory was
suspected-
correct.
No, we suspected it as soon as the thing was going. All this thing's going. Yeah, right. Yeah, you realise he's lying to me. Yeah, there is a small % chance of truth. I'm just trying to work out which part is the truth and which part is the
Yeah.
lie.
So
that was the thing. Some things were ringing true, but not enough. And I
Yeah,
couldn't-
basically it was the low maintenance.
It was-
I couldn't remember.
it was actually possible to have expenses rack up to 131,000, meaning that you would automatically be unable to appease Bargos. Sorry, not Bargos, Sinestro.
Well, by basically
Bargos was
destroying
the
all the
previous
droids.
one. Destroying the droids, yes. Taking down the shields. Basically destroying everything in the complex.
Murder hoboing is not profitable.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we were stating these droids are not our property.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give you back your iron blaster.
Yeah, and I'll take back my grenade. And
Ah, yes.
After the droids are reprogrammed, I'll collect all of the restraining bolts and leave it enough for these guys if they need them, but keep my original ones.
So the upside for us, having at least kind of dealt with the issues of the mine, is what?
The upside for you is, one, you will get a bonus from the heart.
Uh-huh.
And basically you'll end up with someone able to trade in rare metals that is only available via Imperial markets elsewhere.
That was it. That was the thing. That's what was interesting. The rebellion. That's right.
So you can set up your own refinery in a hidden spot and basically transport from here to there, and then take refined items onto the market and sell it at a huge price because it's unregulated.
So,
The base that we've got, that's at Elrood or whatever, can that be set up as a refinery?
It could be set up as a refinery, yes.
so I'm assuming that the rebellion would be interested in that, and that also your clan would have a vested interest in
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
which is why we'll take the I think we'll probably take as much iridium as we can.
Well, you can set yourselves up as the market for the hearts, so
Yeah.
you basically get to help him make money.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, and that's going to be my suggestion.
He'll most likely take 50% cut on profits.
Yeah, like we'll
And
help.
you just
but-
take the goods, because a 50% cut on how much you sell it for means that he's getting more than he would if he was selling it himself.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because you've got the contacts.
Yeah, I know a guy.
And you're also taking all the risk.
Yes. Yes.
So 50% cut for no risk on his part is a
Win.
very good deal.
And the lesson to maintain your droids or get murdered by them.
Well, no,
Yes.
the other thing is not. They put in the wrong droid.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't use EV
They-
droids.
No, EV droids are
it never
great
works
for
out well.
they're prisoner droid thing or whatever. Basic.
They're best used for holding organics,
Yeah.
but not for managing droids, because they have a fault in their program.
So can I change it to more of a protocol type
You
underling?
basically replace the droid completely.
Yeah, and there's that.
Spare parts without the memory unit.
Administrator droid might be able to be upgraded. The protocol administrator droid might be able to be upgraded to take on the EV's role.
Well, you just
No,
have
you just have somebody who's actually
competent.
competent
Yeah.
instead of relying on. Honestly, that is a worse.
So I take it that finishes us off.
That finishes
For that
you
mission?
up on the droid revolution.
Yeah.
And it literally was, they had only started to rebel by the time you were arriving on planet.
Kind of good for us.
And so everything had happened in a space of 20 to 30 minutes.
Still trying to work out where's the blaster rifle.
Oh, it was in the room with the EV droid, as well as a whole bunch of blaster pistols that
Yeah.
they hid, knowing you were coming.
Yeah.
The idea was that if you turned your backs, they would have pulled them out and shot you in the backs.
Yeah. No.
Sneaky droids.
They were trying to get us to go down into the
All of us.
And then they would have just shut the door and
Yeah.
left you there,
jumped into the ship and just took
taken
off.
off. That was their plan.
Yeah.
They by the time you arrived, they had no clear way to get out.
Very good. Well, we did it. Yay!
You did.
Yay!
So I'm going to put it on the end credits now.
Mm-hmm.